But I'm not. So last time on the 13th Age, we all met up back at the Radiant Spire. Everything has gone to hell. Matrix has turned out to be the most powerful being in the universe, simultaneously turning all of our allies against us and fucking up all our shit. And we were like, well, we can go and burn down the entire swamp, drain it, destroy everything, and show him what a fool he is to oppose us. Still, we don't know exactly where he is. So instead of that, we basically left the world to its own devices for a while and decided to head east toward Jeweled Sands, where a dark egg is being worshipped and hatched by a group of crazy cultists that we are pretty sure belong to the Outsiders, the one that are gonna come and eat everyone. The Big Darkness, the Heralds of Death and Doom incarnate, and we're there to stop them. Take the egg, and Anarchin has a special plan for the egg to use it to fuel the Soul Forge. Yes, because he needs a lot of power for that, and the egg will do nicely since all of the people left the Soul Forge because Graham betrayed him by becoming a living dragon. So yeah, that's that is basically it.
Wait, what?
Gavir's been kicked out. He's no longer the architect. The enemy is going crazy from the armor that he got from Matrix. That's driving him insane, and his sons are just ravaging the countryside, being assholes. And we kicked some of their asses. Yeah, that's a bit rambling, but I think that sort of sums it up.
Now we're going to go gather all the gnolls and the blue dragon remnants to
Blue Dragon Remnants.
to have them fight for us, so that we can do a ritual just to take that darn egg and
yes,
and save them all.
Yes.
It's a shame. It's a shame Warwick wouldn't be into this anymore, being grey and all. Because he, we could probably put him as a warlord over here.
We have bad experiences with people we install as kings. It seems like they never really work out.
It's true, but Warwick is great. Come on.
Like everyone
he's great.
Done it with,
There's a difference.
Everyone we've done it with have so far mucked it up for themselves. After we did everything, we gave them everything.
We handed it on a silver platter, on a skewer. They got it grilled and everything.
Well,
And you know what they did? Dropped it.
We'll put someone.
They pooped on it. They were like,
already there.
It was hot.
We'll just go with the local administration, with them bending the knee to us, of course.
Any administration in this world is temporary. I think that's what we learned.
Except certain administrations.
Yeah.
Such as ours.
Well, we are not an administration. We're the
administration.
I think we don't even need a name at this point.
We're just the great dividers. You get that, you get that, and if anyone says anything,
we speak of natural laws such as gravity, the wrath of Enrikin is such a law. When a force goes against Enrikin's will, there is a 16 times larger return of threat.
That is very true. Yeah. So we have
Push
already taken down.
It moves.
We have taken down two icons.
Die.
One of them twice or thrice. I don't know how many times we've beaten up Sargath. If they all band together, they might crush us. But they
wish.
I mean, we will give them a war they wouldn't believe, and so they don't dare. And yeah.
Oh, we've got armies now. Come on.
I have things I could do to certain parts of this island that would shrivel up every scale on Hirandor's body if he knew.
I don't want you to destroy the continent.
The island has done nothing.
On it. Yes.
Like, can't you do something that just kills people?
Yes.
Do you do that? Graham has this, it's a little embarrassing, but he's become somewhat of a tree hugger recently.
You're damn hippie. You need to.
If we could just kill the people.
Oh my god.
Okay, just the people. We don't need those anymore.
I mean, I need
the rivers. I like those clean.
I need, I like that. But I need intelligent servants to like send messages and stuff.
Can't you just use the dead people? Can't they become?
But sometimes you need like a seneschal or something.
Okay,
guys. You fucking know.
Bring us back.
No, you know that a ghoul seneschal, he will dip into like the treasury and just eat things. You know, you're like, why is 200 gold missing? Because he bought
all the hands that had been spoiled.
Yeah, exactly. He's just gonna.
All right. Back on track.
A vampire. That's what I need.
Back on track. What did the Gnoll say about helping us get together?
What does the Gnoll say?
What does the Gnoll say?
The Gnoll cannot help you with meeting the blue dragons. The Gnoll can, however, lead you to the various prison structures that have been erected around the city to free some of his fellow Gnolls, or rather, some of her fellow Gnolls.
Okay. What are we gonna do about the blue Tannin, though, guys? We're gonna need them, right?
Are we? I mean, how invested do we want to be in them?
We could.
I don't remember.
Do we have
how difficult it was going to be to do this ritual? Do you guys?
It is very difficult. I need time to do this.
All right. Well, so we need to win you time.
Yes.
And more time than we can fight for, presumably.
Just us won't do it, I think. Not with the.
So we need to free some Gnolls, and then we need them to charge and not just be pathetic.
The thing was that I hoped that this egg would have been like in the bowels, like deep underneath the city in a catacomb or forgotten lore or something. But instead it's on like the Grand Plaza being worshipped by everyone. So it's very like I can't do this in secret.
Yeah.
So, but if we can have a wing of blue dragons, like start terrorizing the city, that should draw some attention.
Hirondo and Graham, could you roll me your backgrounds? Actually, that might be just Hirondo here. Your Wilder background, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Any stat?
Intelligence.
Great, you picked the one thing I have nothing in. 24? Meh.
24 isn't quite enough to really be intimately experienced in what goes on in the Jewel Sands with the Blue Tannin. But Hirondo would know that if you want to find the Blue Tannin, you are going to have to find water.
Water?
In a desert.
Right.
Yes.
You know how you find water in a desert? You fly upwards so that you can see a lot more of the land and it's not so distorted by heat rising from the sand. So...
And Talia, could you roll me a magical skill check with your magical background?
You find life. Life needs water. And I happen to be a very good tracker, so...
Oh, you might be able to.
29. Talia would know that in addition to all of you basically knowing that Warwick used to be once a blue dragon, Talia would think that she can use one of the scales of the Great Copper to perhaps either communicate with Warwick over a reasonable length of time, or even get him here.
Pull him out.
He has to be willing, but it would be possible.
He would be willing, but with such a deep sigh.
But would he want? Yeah, he's not going to want to be here.
No, he's not.
Like he left this place
it for us, but no.
He'd do it because he has to. Come on.
That said, guys, do we think the blue dragons would actually do anything useful to us?
I think they would be a great distraction.
I think that'd be useful.
Would they actually fight for us? Like,
if they don't, then we just go ahead without them. We can at least try.
I mean, yeah, we could try.
You are two big beefy dragons. I'm sure you can talk sense to them.
Maybe we at least need to communicate with Warwick to see what he thinks. He used to be a
the elves. Remember there any elven people around?
Like, fuck them. Fuck the elves. They have never done anything good for us ever.
Well, neither have the blue dragons.
Yeah, but the dragons haven't at least actively betrayed us the way the elves have.
But hear me out. Warwick used to be like warlord of the in the sands.
One of them.
One of.
It was known as Warrack. War.
So Shut up.
Lordak.
Lordak.
So he should know how to get these fucknuts into line. So if we just communicate with him for a bit, figure out what Herandor and Graham have to do to get them in line and doing what we want them to do, might mean that we're going to have a scuffle with like their war chief or something. I don't know how they work.
I don't think they have a single one though.
No, I think they've got like little tribes. Yeah, the word of the evening is fucknut. I don't know why. Yeah, but they've got like groups, and I reckon between Herandor and Graham, we could smash a few heads together to be able to get a decent group. I mean, we're massive. We're massive.
Yeah, but what's to say they don't just agree, and then as soon as we fucking go fight in there, they leave?
Oh, because we'd
like they wouldn't be with us. They would attack some other place, right? Somebody has to be in the. Well, anyway, we could try finding them. If it's easy to find them, we might as well talk to them about it. Yeah. We can only do so much.
Should we talk to Warwick? We got the ability.
Well, we only have a limited number of those scales, right?
How many do we have? Three left.
Yeah, and there's like super magic. I don't know that we should.
Yeah.
Spend super magic doing this. It doesn't seem like a phone call to Warwick. Is it really? We could take the boat and then sail for like 3 months, and then.
If you expend one of the scales, the communication ritual you could make would basically last perhaps a week or so.
Oh wow! Jesus. A week of
that
communication?
Would be somewhat good, just for so he could give us like dirt on the different guys and whatnot.
Oh yeah, that'd be really good. As we travel around, like, hey, what about this guy? And he's like, oh yeah, that fucking prick.
Just say what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And be like, and he's like, don't say that, and we're like, don't say that.
Yeah, I like that.
Go down that.
Yeah.
Why could we have a distant thing again?
Yeah. Would be like one of the.
He won't have to be here. I don't think I would want to do that to him.
I don't want to bring him here. He won't like it. He doesn't like his job at the moment. I want to make it pleasant for him. I don't want to drag him to the.
He doesn't like it because he doesn't feel like he's really. It's not what he wanted. He wants to be a good Grey, and we're sort of ruining that for him.
I believe in him.
He's so damn useful. He's so damn
Is.
useful.
I love him. Anyway, let's ring Warwick up, and keep him on the line for a week.
Yeah, he's gonna love it. Middle of the night. Hey, Warwick.
Hey, Warwick, it's really great on this
sort of the same time zone. So.
Oh yeah, we are. Yeah,
that helps.
It does.
All right, conducting the ritual. The time it'll take shouldn't be a problem at all. But you will have to give me a magical skill check to see if you manage it, and if so, at what quality, as it were. Okay, 36. Yeah, you will have no problem keeping this ritual active. Basically, the way it works, it's not permanently active, but once you enchant one of the scales with the ritual, you can basically just pick it up, and Warwick will get a mental message that he can respond to. Talia reckons that this will indeed last for quite a while. If it's exactly a week, she's not sure, but probably a bit longer.
I think you must be like one of the first people to successfully do this, and like the first person to do it for such a long period of time.
Hi, I'm Talia. And I speak.
Warwick's like, oh god, you're in my head. What is happening? Anyway, yeah. So I think we would use Warwick as our hot tip line on how to deal with the blue dragons and how to find them.
So is it like a group call, or is it only Talia?
It would be only Talia. Although with the success at the ritual, maybe she can extend it too if she wishes.
That'd be useful. Part of the first phone call. Wouldn't mind it.
For the Skype call, yeah. Would it be a VOT call, a voice over Talia?
She would hear everything said. I mean, that's good to know. Those nighttime conversations, like, "Are you awake, Warwick?" He's like, "No,
Warwick.
I can't sleep."
Warwick, what is life? And he's like, "Oh my fucking god,
it's too warm here. I can't sleep, Warwick."
Hey, why would you be saying it's too warm? You're a gold dragon. You should love this shit.
It's true. It's fine.
Warwick.
Yeah,
Warwick.
Uncomfortable for me.
Hey, Warwick. He's like, "What?" Hi. He's like, "Oh,
I just wanted to see if you could hear me. You know.
Yeah. Wanted to see if it was working.
Is this thing on? Hello.
Okay. All right. Using him as a hot tip line. Blue Dragon hot tip line.
Like catch him in the bath. He has like a bath hat on. There's like scrubbing stuff. He's like, "What?"
I mean, he's probably sitting in some very long and very interesting, non-interesting meeting about like local logistics in some fashion.
Taxation.
The load-bearing ability of this bridge will be project future with a certain amount of trade.
He really has the most boring life.
Yeah, when you make contact with Warwick, it's sort of like that. You basically hear him say, after a long sigh, "No, just because that building is empty does not give your guild the right to live there. You will have to vacate immediately." You don't hear what the person that Warwick is talking to responds, but you do hear another long sigh.
You know, he might turn this around and be like, "Oh, right, I have Hirando right on the line, actually, so...
No.
Hirando, what do you think of the guild?" You know.
But they think he's gone crazy because he's just, "Oh no, he's hearing voices now."
It doesn't...
Why the mighty Lord says that you should die?
Oh, do we not... Wait, guys, do we not have access to Warwick's inner thoughts? So we will actually hear him, all the snide things he think about people. He's like...
Whisper, "What do you think of Graham?"
I think Hirandor's going a bit fat, actually. I know it's...
Aye.
He accidentally says it. "I think Hirandor's got fat." And people are like... but
the throne is a bit, sunken down, if you know what I mean. It's
Suffice to say that you cannot hear his thoughts, but only what he says out loud.
I see.
Man, he's going to look like such a weirdo.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Well, I guess Talia is the one knowing that it actually is going on. I guess, although we all might hear it then. Be like, "That's weird." Does that lady come from inside our head? Yeah, I guess it would.
Yeah.
It takes a slight moment until Talia gets a response, which is basically, "Hello."
Is it me you're looking for? Oh god, I'm dying. What the hell?
From the other side. Oh, come on.
Hello, Brody.
I mean, it's fair distance.
Yes. Just the meme references is killing me.
100. It's like, Houston. We're on the other side of the moon.
Far away, yeah. It's pretty far.
Is it as bad as with connections? Like, like, what?
There's another moment of hesitation. Then Talia and the rest of you, thanks to Talia spreading the ritual, as it were, Warwick says, "I am used to magical communication, but this feels slightly more intrusive. I assume you can hear my answers."
"We can."
"Hello, Graham."
"It's wonderful. I seem to be able to speak to you as well. You see, this is all done at some cost to us, so we hope that you can provide some answers. We find ourselves," sort of looks around, "in the desert of the Jewel Sands, looking for some of the Blue Dragon warlords who might be somewhere around here. Do you happen to know where we might find one or two?"
The Blue Talon who do not live in Respite usually live near the oases. Most of the oases are temporary and travel around. they will get chased by the Blue Talonum. Some, however, are permanent. I do not know exactly where you are, otherwise I could lead you to one I know should have someone with reasonable influence.
Like, look around for a landmark.
Yeah. There's got to be like a rock formation that looks like a dog or something.
I don't think he would know the land that precisely. It'd be very impressive.
Well, he might.
But you know, we could probably like look and say, like, you know, we see the river here, the northernmost river. Or southernmost river? Southernmost river.
No, northernmost. We're flipped.
The water line.
Oh wait, the southern
close by,
bank
and we're about a, you know, like a half a day's travel away from the coast. That should give us like a decent idea.
Yeah. I'm sure we're all talented enough travelers to be able to say well enough where we are.
At least compared to the water and the sea.
Oh yeah, definitely. We're surrounded by water. Okay.
Warwick will then say, about 3 days' travel west-northwest, you should find one of the larger permanent oases. It should be inhabited by a Talonum I know rather well. He tends to be cynical, but does listen to reason.
What's his name?
His name is Juruk. Juruk the Old. He happens to be my father.
Oh. Any tips?
I would suggest you do not mention my name.
I presumed.
Well, I guess we have to go for 3 days.
Yep. Northwest. Or was it west-northwest?
It was west-northwest.
Oh, okay. All right. West-northwest. Go.
It's fine. We can keep asking him, you know. This will go on for a week, Warwick. I hope you strap in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As for those...
No response.
Just keep walking.
As for those...
Ooh, a rock. Ooh, a butterfly. It's like, oh my god.
A butterfly in the desert?
That is the horrible desert butterfly. It will kill you.
No,
So
Guildmaster, that was not to you. Yeah, we'll make our way.
Yeah.
All right. How do you travel? Via land, or do you try to fly as much as possible?
Sky.
I mean, we'll go back and forth depending on how tired Graham and
yeah. I presume we also try travel at night.
We do
to avoid the sun. Like it'd be much easier. It's
just
in
the
desert.
sun.
Yeah, but it's the heat, man.
I like the heat.
Oh well, you do, but the rest of us aren't great with it.
Yeah.
In desert temperatures, at very least.
Yeah, the heat here near the river isn't that bad, but you can pretty much see that it gets a lot worse the further you go into the desert center.
Yeah, what people that live in the real life desert do is just travel at night. They never leave in the day because it's too damn hot. So,
I guess we can go in the night. It doesn't make a huge difference.
No, but it might help. It could be very cold, but then at least only one of us has a bit of an issue with coldness. But then, you know, Graham's like some elemental.
Oh yeah,
thing.
He has no bother with natural temperature problem changes.
Yeah,
nothing at all.
Well, Hirando's fine with the cold. Anarchin's Anarchin, and Talia, we can keep her warm if we need to.
And we can always feel cold.
Oh,
yeah, there's just I am the grave. You know.
Yeah, that's true. The cold doesn't bother her anyway. So. The references tonight. Yeah.
Welcome to the hottest references 4 years ago.
All right. The Knoll will tell you that she'll be here if you come back, which she hopes.
Gather your ally Knolls.
I can't. They're in a prison.
Oh yeah, that's true. We need to
frown at her for her lack of enthusiasm.
We'll work on
that. They'll hang out here then, I guess.
But why don't we have like lower level adventures we can send on this, like a prison break? I mean,
we
come
do,
on.
But they all hang out at the other place. None of them are here.
They hang out in Radiant Spire.
Warwick totally get wiped out by whatever is there.
Oh
yeah, faces.
That would
believe.
That'd suck. And it'll take them like 3 months to get down here.
Also, we're not that wealthy, actually. Like 1,000 gold.
Oh, Larian! Oh my god, she said the coolest reference.
Let's go talk to this dragon.
All right.
If nothing else, their distraction can be going to break all these people out of prison while we go to the center of the plaza. You know.
Yeah. Prison break.
I suppose Enrikin will be on Graham's back then.
Could you ride?
I know. I have my horrible abomination horse.
Huh, that's good.
Could you write Warwick's daddy's name for us, Sheep?
Who is your daddy, Warwick?
Daddy Warwick. Warwick. Okay. Hard J or soft J?
It is a soft J.
Okay.
Shuruk. He's French. Shuruk.
As we're flying, Graham would like to sort of fly close to Hirandor to, the sound of their wings probably muting all other noise nearby.
Yeah, I bet it's beautiful.
Wait, we have like a big talking spell. I think that works between us too.
How annoying! No, I reckon. I don't know.
It only works to Warwick.
It knows when we talk to Warwick, or does he hear everything we always say?
Talia has to decide when something you say is meant to go to Warwick.
Okay. Otherwise, he'd be like so annoyed. It's constant freaking chatter and.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Just the sound of Hirandor chewing.
So Graham flies up next to him as he flies and says, "So Hirandor, I've had a bit of time to think about this new existence of mine."
He looks to his side and says, "Yeah."
And I've come up with a question. I felt myself a strange feeling of pride, perhaps, in this form. He looks himself. The most precious of all metals, after all. The greatest dragons with no lack of reputation for their intellect and skill. I understand from my teachings at the words of the Oracle that this is something I will have to come to terms with. That this is my nature. I understand that you once had one. How did it feel to change? To lose your nature?
Hirandor kind of smiles and says, "I think you misunderstand, Graham. I did not lose my nature. My nature changed as my body did. Normally, this change would take years and would be a uncomfortable balance between two aspects that could collide with each other. Something many have gone through. But with a little possible divine intervention or otherwise, I was spread through the process and was hit very hard with a lightning bolt. So I suppose the process was shrunk to a much shorter time frame, but adjusting was troublesome."
Do you know then what it changed to? All know, of course, what the silver nature would be, but the platinum none, not so much.
Hirandor nods and says, "Yes, I know my nature."
I have not been able to see a particular pattern. Perhaps you would enlighten me.
He nods and says, "It is similar to silver, as is the color, but with key differences. As a silver would martyr themselves for a cause that would not, that his death would not further in any way, the Platinum would rather leave, fight for another day to gain a better footing, a better advantage.
A scrupulousness, then.
I would rather see the war win, or the war won by myself, than to die a martyr and see the war lost to the evil.
And there is no end to that. His eyes sort of gleaming. There is no limit.
He kind of quirks his head a bit and says, "There is. I would gladly put my life down, but if I judge it to be a fruitless death, then I would avoid it. But if it was a death that could stop the destruction of a city, or obviously the continent, I would gladly die for that."
Nods. A more passive one, then. I feel that might not come up in general terms.
He nods and says, "So long as I keep fighting, and the things I fight die, I should have no problem to see this aspect come to fruition." But that is not the only thing that changed. When I was a silver, I loved silvers, and mistrusted most others. Golds I could trust a bit more, and, well, bronzes, you could always trust them if they had pen and paper to hand. But changing now, I seem to have a more equal view among the colors. Each one has a right to prove their worth. Whether they are a treacherous snake, they will have to show it to me before I judge them.
Sure.
That was the toughest aspect to push past.
Suddenly not feeling prejudice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then we'll continue. Flying and walking and sleeping, which is a strange thing. He feels a little bad for leaving Anrikin alone now to all the dark nights. So.
I'm sure we could probably figure something out.
Sitting around.
Yeah,
do you think we could...
he's definitely. I mean, the creature he's riding doesn't sleep. He doesn't sleep. If it is night,
do they have chats?
No, they don't. The creature mainly twitches and hisses and shrieks from time to time. But Anrikin himself mainly just sits bundled up in his cloak, and again you see the eyes glow in there as he slowly smokes a pipe, looking around, not saying much to anyone because everyone is asleep now, and there's just no one to talk to really.
Warwick.
No.
Talia does need to be awake for that.
He's got to sleep as well.
Yeah, Graham feels a little bit like he's leaving, suddenly he's become like life popular, if you will. Like he can do all these things now and feel all these things, and Anrikin can't. And it's like he feels like he's leaving him behind a little bit, though he doesn't really have a say in the matter.
That is certainly what Anrikin also feels, that he is a little bit abandoned. He knows that the friendship is still there, but it's just not. There's a difference. Like they belong to different worlds now, definitely.
There's like Graham and his life, and then there's Anrikin and Graham, and they used to have a thing, but now,
things have changed, and that's just how it is.
Both of them are more alone now than ever before.
So sad.
As you sort of settle down for the day, I suppose, after traveling through the night, there's one important note. The nights are not cold. The nights are slightly less hot than the days, but certainly not what you might expect. Although perhaps since you have been in this sort of area, but in a different world, you would know that you're getting rather close to the fiery ley line that crosses the lands.
Really?
It's probably never going to be cold.
Interesting.
And the heat during the days, and slightly less so, but still during the nights, certainly does bear down on you quite a bit. Everyone who doesn't have, everyone but Graham, really, I would like a Constitution skill check from you. Graham is not bothered.
I don't feel thirst, though. Like, I don't...
It's not so much thirst as just the heat grinding away at whatever endurance you might have. That includes even if you're undead. Right. Your muscles getting stiff and dry and whatnot.
What did you say? Con
check. Yes.
Anrikin's gonna die.
Good joke.
Hey, at least you have a +9.
Die.
Oh.
Well, not bad.
Well, with a 24, Anrikin loses 1 recovery. Talia, Hirondo, fine.
Pays to have good con. Sometimes.
With that, you basically have 1 day of travel below your belt, with 2 more left to go.
Well, although the
although the effects of the heat will not happen every day. 2 more days of just absolute heat. Whatever water storages you might have at this point, probably used up. I would like a tracking, or if you don't have one, a perception check, as you try to find out if you went the right way and to see where this oasis might be.
Tracking is my specialty.
Ooh.
Each, if you like, yes. Although the perception checks will be made at a -5 penalty.
Can I argue that my once a wilder could be used?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, Hirondo might maybe most likely had to find water in other places plenty of times before. Just this.
It's just a different landscape. Yeah. 26. That's not too bad.
Yes, I have a wisdom of 4. I have my background of 5, and I have my level of 9. So I have a +18 for tracking. Good thing too.
Wow.
That's terrible.
Rando's the tracker.
Yeah, the desert is very, very large, and the suggestion to go west-northwest is only that precise. There's a lot of not hills, not dunes and such, which very easily might obscure the odd thing. You can of course fly up and look around, but that only helps you so far as well until the dunes sort of merge with the horizon. You're probably close, but you are going to have to give me another Constitution check.
Can I use a ritual for Ray of Frost just to keep cool?
Yes, yes, you could.
All right, I'll do that then.
All right, give me a magical skill check. It's probably going to succeed for Enrican himself either way, unless you roll really terribly, but maybe you can include others as well.
Guess we'll see.
Oh yes, you could easily include Talia and Hirondo as well.
All right, it'll be like, gosh darn it. And he will envelop them in the cold of the grave.
I like the idea that it's just continuously like frost forming around them, and it's just continuously evaporating. To have like these steaming like bodies just.
Yeah, it will feel a cold, not unlike that of, a freshly or open grave, or like something very old down in a stone vault underneath a castle, a catacomb underneath a castle.
Also kind of clammy
yes, clammy and like moist and earthen and
smells like the fresh grave on the morning. Exactly. From a reopened grave.
Exactly. But it keeps you cool.
I bet Harandor looks cool as well.
Those days.
It's like
your dreams of terrible things.
He will basically, he will work on this during one of the pauses, and then he will hand out like a small. It looks almost like a small, like a rat skull, with like a little crystal in it, and he will basically tell them to crush it, and then like use the dust to sort of inhale it, basically snort the crushed rat skull, and that will help. He assures them.
Randor just snorts the skull.
Yep.
It's tiny.
Yeah. It's so small. He's just like, all right.
No questions asked.
It's tiny. It's like, I presume that his nostrils are bigger than a rat skull. At this size, at very least.
Brought a ghoul skull for you.
A cool skull.
Whole ghoul.
A whole ghoul, yeah. Finely ground ghoul.
You just sniffed this.
Get up there, Bob.
He's like, okay.
And after some time just aimlessly wandering about and trying to find this damn place, you do in fact spot greenery some distance away. Presumably water too, which might very well be the place. At this point, Jonas, I would like to ask you, would you like to use your enemy dice? All of them.
All of them?
All of them?
Yes, all of them.
Wow.
Burn the oasis.
That is a lot. It's exploded. I mean, can I get a hint of what this is for?
It'll presumably mean that the enemy is involved.
Okay. Sure. I will toss
in a beneficial way.
I will toss 2 6s and a 5 at this then. All of them.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Well, you said all of them.
2 6s to summon the enemy and his best friend, and a 5
basically,
to make
if that's what you said, Sheep, all of them.
Yes, all of them.
Spend all of them. We're spent.
Okay.
Wow. All right.
2 6s and a 5.
I don't think we've seen so many relationship dice used at the same time.
It certainly has an effect in this situation.
So conflicted.
The enemy has burrowed his way from Crimson Peak.
I'm not conflicted with him. I'm actually friendly with him.
Oh,
yeah, he's positive.
Yeah,
he's always positive, right?
No, I changed him fairly recently.
And as you approach the greenery, you can see from a distance, perhaps not what you expect. There are certainly tents and people, but the people are not elves, and the tenum you see are not blue. As you can see, a good half a dozen to a dozen, perhaps, rather large red tenum basically lounging around the water. Each of them getting scrubbed and such by multiple servants. The largest of the tenum really is rather large, almost saga size. Definitely bigger than both Graham and Hirandor. They do seem to see you approach, but none of them seem to bother really attacking you or anything of the sort.
Dragon Spa.
I reckon this is going to be the sun, the first.
I will leave you.
Baby enemy number 1.
Well, I think we found a distraction, if nothing else.
Yeah. Yep, called it.
Let's leave that to Enrique to deal with.
He's barely bigger than us.
He's level 10. That's what he is.
Yeah.
They're all the first. Well.
Like the enemy has so many suns, they've become like a standardized unit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's not It's not even like he's the firstborn. He's like the first in line because he's so big, right?
Yeah, he has fought his way to the
yes,
top.
He's not necessarily the firstborn, but it's sort of likely that
dead.
he is.
So are the 5 next.
Also worth noting that these 2 over here, you recognize because you fought them before. Yes. Or rather, they have fought you. They don't look particularly pleased that you arrived here, but it does seem like the largest of the term basically tells them to just shut up.
So manly, this place, like long-bearded dwarves in armor scrubbing down red dragons. Like that is, you don't see that every day.
No. Paints a picture, doesn't it?
And another thing that you pretty much only notice after getting pretty close is that not all of the Tannenum, or rather some of the Tannenum, are in fact wearing armor. The armor is made out of thick reddish crimson metal bars, or metal sheets rather, strapped to their hides, including Errol the First, who has a rather more magnificent and strong-looking type of that armor. It's not all of them, but a good majority.
It's very nice-looking water.
Well, in that
Graham
case,
doesn't have armor, does he?
No. He will swoop over, I believe.
Scales.
Are we going to swoop over?
On black wings.
Fucking badasses.
No.
Yeah, the big red Tannenum looks at you with some interest, but not overly curious. Mm-hmm. Sort of a bored interest, as he even makes a little space for you and tells these others to just go fuck off.
Mm-hmm. All right, we will land.
The servants could scrub my scale.
The nightmare shrieks and skitters, and then Anakin, sitting on top of it, slides off in a fairly dexterous move as it takes a step forward, leaning on the scythe. And looks up to him and says, "Ah, yes, Errol the First, I believe."
The large red Tannenum, or Errol even, gives Enrican a slow nod and says, "Enrican, I believe. I see you've joined the carnage here as well. Welcome. There's much to do."
Enrican makes a slight bow. I believe so indeed. It is interesting to finally meet you. We have not had the pleasure before, I think.
Oh, we have not. Unlike others, I have been doing things, to say the least.
Slight smirk. Looks a slight look at the pulped up sons of the enemy and says, "I hope we didn't unduly damage your
siblings."
They accosted us on the way here, and we thought to teach them a bit of a lesson.
Oh, and I believe you did. It is a good thing to occasionally beat some sense into some.
Enrican smiles again, a slightly cold smile, and says, "Yes, and it is for that reason we have come to this oasis. Not to seek you out, but that you are here is quite fortuitous. We are planning to take care of the problem that is Respite."
It certainly is rare that my presence is considered fortuitous. I'm not sure how to feel about that.
Well, as you might know, the city is infested by things that do not belong on this island. Things that we are here to eradicate.
Yes, I've heard as much. I have not seen many yet. Those that have traveled to the city have not returned. We have been focused on other things in the meantime.
He nods slightly and says, "They are outside beings, not of this plane of existence, and, to be frank, madness incarnate. We have fought them on numerous occasions in the past and thwarted their plans many a time. This time, however, they seem to have entrenched themselves quite a bit. The elves apparently didn't resist much. He sort of gives a slightly, a, a grimace of disgust to show what he thinks of the elves' weakness in this matter.
Rahal gives a slight snort, says, "Yes, the elves. We respected them once, but then they got taken over by walking dog things. They certainly lost all respect we might have had for them."
Agreed. Now, the city itself is, well, a city. For my plan to work, I need to access the central plaza, where they keep an artifact of dangerous potentials that I need to, well, subdue. Otherwise, very bad things will happen to this area. To do that, I need time. The ritual is prepared and I know what I must do, but I need time. We came here originally seeking the blue Tananim in a hope that their lust for vengeance could perhaps spur them into attacking the city with us. Now, he looks around. I don't see many blue Tananim, but I see you. Perhaps you would like to indulge in some of that carnage and destruction. That is, I believe, something of a leisure activity among the inhabitants of Crimson Peak.
Rahal lets out a slight puff of steam, which might have been not meant to be slightly more vaporous and steamy, but he does seem to be a bit thirsty. The heat even getting to a red Terran.
Wow.
As he says, "We are not exactly here to spread uncontrolled carnage. We are here to teach the island that it is a bad idea to join up with these things. We are certainly not here to attack Respite. That is my father's responsibility, and we will not take it from him. However," he pauses for a moment, "perhaps you have heard rumors. My father isn't exactly fit for his position these days, and I do seek to succeed him as soon as I'm able."
Anrikin looks quizzically at him and says, "Yes, we have heard the somewhat erratic behavior of Sargath as of late. There are reasons for his actions, I'm sure, although they are not necessarily of his own design, I believe.
Certainly not. He has not been able to handle the situation. He has lived many years simply enjoying the things that, well, you and your kind came up with and brought to him. He forgot his place. And now that his position is needed, he is overwhelmed by the responsibility and sees enemies everywhere, including in his own ranks.
Looks up and down his armor that he's wearing. Now that Anrikin is close, can he like try to get a vibe from it? Like, what is this? Is this ensorcelled as well, or is it just metal plates?
Sure, you can give me a magical skill check.
Sure.
To Anrikin, it's just metal.
Okay. Maybe Talia knows because she's a lot more versed in this sort of thing, I think.
He will sort of cut in a little bit and says, "Excuse a curious question, but it is rare to see Red Tananim wear armor. I am curious to know where it came from."
It is rare to see us wear armor because we are rarely truly challenged. We are not beyond using equipment for our goals. It is not a sign of weakness, it is merely a sign of intelligence. Why not use the resources we have at our claws, be it armies, weapons, or, in this case, armor?
I'm not.
It is made of the finest ore coming straight from the core of Crimson Peak itself. It has good properties against something that we have struggled with, magic. Of course, our scales are big enough to absorb even the strongest punch and hit and slice and sword. However, we have little in the way of defending ourselves against magic, except this armor.
And the Sargath's armor, is it also made by this metal?
Oh yes, but his armor also is enchanted by the greatest enchanters he was able to purchase. And considering his wealth, he must have been great indeed.
And his erratic behavior took root firmly after he obtained this enchanted armor, yes?
Quite frankly, his erratic behavior, well, perhaps not erratic, but he sighs a bit. I really should not be speaking such about my father, yet it does seem like he will be unnecessary soon.
I think you're in the safest company to be able to speak poorly of him.
We've beaten him up to 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Oh, I have no concerns about you, yet there are those among my brothers who would attempt to turn this into an advantage for themselves. Although I do hope that the current company knows very well where they are meant to be and where I am meant to be. Regardless, I think some of it started right after you fought him. He was not erratic then, but certainly he took a blow to his confidence.
We sparked the fire.
Yes.
The enchantment might have just been the catalyst.
Perhaps. I am, however, concerned of the armor and its origins. So he scratches the back of his head. Nevertheless,
so says, we know where it came from, Enric.
Yes, but I'm unsure what it does. If it is actually responsible for his increased dementia or not. And if he sort of frowns a little bit, maybe I'm just idealistic.
He's being manipulated.
I know.
Graham sort of looks to Errol now that he can no longer hold his tongue and says, "You know the name of Matrix, don't you?"
Errol looks at Graham. I do not know.
It is one of your father's illicit friends, as it were, as much as one of his position can have them. This Matrix is, well, he is a duality, a black tenanim having gone into a union in the swamplands. He is manipulating your father from behind the scenes, likely with both magic and illicit dark words whispered into his ear.
Matrix is the black tenanim that is in charge of... what's the name of the fucking town? Swampville?
Myerton.
Myerton.
Fenwood.
He is the ruler of Myerton.
Errol snorts a bit at these explanations. No black tenanim would ever have business relations with a humanoid, nor with any other tenanim.
Anakin looks at him, like right in his eye, and says, "If you know me, Errol, then perhaps you know some of my reputation and some of my group's reputation. When I tell you that Matrix the Black is indeed a spy master of sorts. He has ensnared countless lives in the drug trade of Myerton, and we have seen him personally converse with his closest servant, the elf he uses as his face outwards."
Be that as it may, I do not see how that person is influencing my father. If anyone is influencing my father, it is perhaps that general he hired. He fired others to make place for him, yet I do not see why. He does not seem very useful. A bronze tenanim, formerly from Grand Castle, I think, together with what I believe to be the ex-architect, that whelp.
Quicksilver. Interesting.
Guys, what do you guys think about making this guy the? I mean, he's genuine enough.
Come on, man! We're gonna put more people on a throne? Sure, why not?
I mean, at least back him up.
I like to talk to Sargath and just hear what he has to say about this because it's so weird.
I think he's a fucking Looney Tune at this point.
I mean, if he's a Looney Tune,
batshit crazy.
If he's a Looney Tune, we'll put him down. But I just want to give him a chance to explain himself. All right?
Yeah, I don't see any Silvertan in him around who have to keep their word, Henrik. I mean, honestly.
I'm just saying that we upheld our end of the bargain, or I did at least. And he was like, "Well, you better, if you can't control the doom, you need to destroy it." And I'm like, "Yes, I will do that." And it's like, "All right, fine, I'll trust you in this." And we did that. So we have done a great boon for him, like shown that we are trustworthy. And I believe I can leverage that. Maybe talk to him and like get him to snap out of it.
Well, my thought was that we could suggest that this guy, if he really wanted to. He said that it was the enemy's job to attack the city. Well, if he was to do it, then, maybe that is his place.
I don't care. Like, if that's the way it's going to be, I'm fine with it. I just want to give Sargath a chance because I like him.
Yeah, well, we don't have to fight him, I think. Yeah, Graham will speak up then and say to him, so you said that it was your father, the enemy's place to strike at this city. It sounds like you are not entirely happy with standing in his shadow any longer. Would this not be an excellent opportunity to show that you are not afraid of him? That you don't... Perhaps that you are more fit for the name.
If I was not afraid of my father, I would have been dead a long time ago. Anyone who is not afraid of Sargath is a fool, to say the least, and soon to be a dead fool.
Hirandor smirks and looks at Graham.
Well, perhaps then your assistance in this case will shake him from his stupor and make him realize that if he does not do his job, then other people will do it for him, making him obsolete. He can't be the enemy and hide in a cave.
We could attack Respite, however, only its outskirts. Draw some away from the center for you to do whatever it is you wish to do there. However, we will not attack the city proper.
I need as much fire and chaos and noise as you can possibly muster then, because the more people you draw away, the easier my mission becomes.
He looks at Enrican. What exactly do you intend to do in Respite? We are here for the sole purpose of disallowing anyone to enter the city and deal with these invaders. You seem to be wanting to do exactly that.
The invaders are trying to, as far as I know, summon something. They have a seed of darkness that they will try to use to open a gate, a portal, or birth a demigod. I am unsure because I've not been able to study it close enough. Whatever it is tremendously dangerous to leave as it is. I intend to destroy it.
Enrican, give me a charisma check.
Oh boy. Do I get
your face doesn't have any cues, right?
No, it's just a passive. Do I get a bonus on this perhaps? For my all my sixes and my
Well, Iral does sort of like you, and he really sort of wants to maybe attack Respite, but is too afraid of his father. I'll give you a +2.
Okay.
And if you have any background related to inspiring further, you can add that as well.
Not really, no. I was a physician once. That's
You're not going to die horribly from cancer.
Used to telling people the sweeter part of a white lie.
Yes, very nice.
You sound convincing, and it seems that soothing. And Sargath won't really be that angry. I mean, You know, look at it. It's
he will not
it's getting better.
We will never tell.
It's so thin, but I love it.
Well.
Well, that's not bad.
No.
You certainly see the thoughts take root in Rahal, as it were. See, frowns at Enrican. I suggest you rest here. I will have to think about this.
Nods. Excellent.
I will also need to make sure that none of my overeager brothers will decide to curry a favor with my father by going to him as soon as I've decided and telling on me.
No one can hurt you like
glances
family.
to the sides.
Anakin nods and says, "Very well. We shall make camp." Like points to the other side of the oasis, over there.
He nods.
With that, Anakin will hop onto his winged nightmare and flap over.
Sort of sit in the edge in the shadow of a palm tree.
Mm-hmm.
Just chilling, being around.
And
enjoying the feeling of the closeness to the fire.
Mm.
Yes. Talia, do you think we could like construct a targeted curse, like something that is so absolutely vile and hideous and powerful that we could launch it at Matrix like from afar? Because we have seen him, we know his name, we know his face, and maybe that is enough to like basically shoot a tactical nuke at him. You know, magic will find a way, surely.
Or just ping him and figure out where that comes from, or strike a deal with something. I mean, there's one other world filled with horrible monsters. Maybe there's another one where those monsters are willing to make deals.
Yeah, we can make a deal. You know? Yeah, conjure
just
up
send like a Cthulian death beast at him and see how he likes it.
Conjure up like what is the going rate for like a pit fiend these days?
Hounds of Tindalos, you know.
Yes, Hounds of Tindalos.
8 of those fuckers.
Leng spiders. Yeah, we haven't really gotten into summoning the horrors that lurk outside this reality. You know, maybe we should.
But I mean, there's these ones, but I'm sure there's a different kind.
But I mean, a pit fiend would surely mess him up pretty well. Like your one
he's
instruction.
A hiding dragon, right?
Yeah, he is. But we like kill him, kill Matrix,
kill him, fuck him up. Both of them, really.
Kill them both. We'll pay for both. Bring their destroyed bodies for me to have, so they can't be resurrected. And
well, in that form at least.
In that form at least. To make a coat hanger out of their skeletons. It's a normal necromancer thing to do.
Devils and demons, those things are just rumors that the outsiders brought with them. You can buy like amulets that ward against bad luck or that bring supposedly death to your enemies. You can purchase those. There's plenty of those.
I don't actually know if there are any summoning magics in 13th Age or not, but
I mean, we can summon elementals, we can summon other things, but not really anything that lasts.
I mean, there's, as you said, there's
version, but nothing that's powerful. Nothing that can't do something we can't do.
There are beings out there, you know.
That was the thought. Like maybe we can go to like some place and be like, hey, is anyone who'll take like 1,000 souls in exchange for this fucker's life?
Mm-hmm. I have a few souls to spend.
We'll pay after the proof is done.
Mm-hmm.
Go to Grand Castle. Give us 1,000 prisoners.
Hell, I'll even go to a village.
Oh man, that's not cool.
I'm not gonna tell you.
It's not cool.
I'm here. I am here to do what you cannot.
I mean, we are acquiring Enrikin a seed of darkness that could make a demigod. I don't think, suddenly we find ourselves sitting in the cathedral of the dread, making rituals to turn people into like horrible goop monsters to hunt, and then adventurers kick in the door and say, "No, we have found vile magics."
You fools! I am saving the world.
You don't understand.
He is actually becoming.
And they look at like, when did Enrikin abandon reason for madness?
Durandor comes crashing through the ceiling like, Enrikin, don't do this.
Just never throw me in. Just never make me throw you into the core of the Death Star, okay? Look, luckily, Graham has no kids or any form of family, really. So,
I love it. It's gonna be great.
Don't forsake us, Enrikin. Look what you did to Talia.
I did what you would not, what you could not. Don't you see, Randall? I am necessary.
Yes, I have the right. Yes, I have the right not to.
What have you done? You're a madman, Enrikin. I have the high ground.
See, it's a great scene. I love it already.
Then Enrikin's like, and charges at Randall, and Randall like cuts all of his limbs off. It's like,
we have, Randall being struck down by Enrikin in the end, anyway.
Oh my god, it's brilliant.
I hate you.
Kill the Grey too, by the way, just to shore our old ends.
Yes.
At this point.
Yes. I've killed the Grey 2 years ago. You just don't know it.
Okay, I can respect that. Cross it off my list.
Mm-hmm.
Your icons to kill list.
Yes.
I mean, at this point, it's more like, who shouldn't we kill? I mean, honestly.
Who shouldn't we kill?
I mean, that list will be much shorter. A much shorter list, really.
Much easier to figure out.
Who has been useful?
I don't even know if Jack's going to stay on there, because last time he wasn't really that grateful, honestly. He was like a little bit...
Jax has caused us a lot of trouble recently.
I think we've done what we have had to do for him. I think he's given very little back recently.
Yeah, he needs to find Matrix for us.
Yeah, at least.
Mm-hmm.
At least he is Matrix.
That would be a twist.
Wouldn't it?
I was Matrix all along. Yeah, I would.
And his wife.
If he even has a wife, we don't know.
Adopt the kid, I suppose.
Adopt the kid. Here you go, Talia. Enjoy.
We have a dragon kid now.
Yep, dragon teen kid.
It's going to
be a wacky
this
sitcom.
It's just full of tangents. It's
you
beautiful.
Killed my dad.
It was full of tendonyms.
Whatever. Anyway.
All right. Anyway.
So what does he decide?
Should we take a nap?
Next day he will tell you that he has decided. Yeah, he can probably help you. He's not exactly attacking the city. He's just sort of. Well, he is, but he'll do it.
He heard that someone was doing a ritual in the middle and was attempting to stop it. The inhabitant attacked him on the way.
If Sargav has a big issue, he can just name drop us, and then he can have an issue with us. We can kill him.
I don't think that would save him, honestly.
No,
basically, he will help you to the best of his abilities. He can do so in 5 days, which will give you pretty much time to travel back, and then some extra time.
Some nulls, I suppose.
Sure.
Also, attack from arbitrary direction, so that we can have the nulls attack from the other one.
Oh, sure. Yes.
And then they don't murder each other.
That would be.
He can also tell you the approximate direction where he chased the blue town that used to live here towards. Maybe you can find him as well and get him into this whole deal as well.
Oh,
you need as much chaos as you like.
All of that at the same time, yeah.
Let's try to get that way. There's 4 edges to a city, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go find him.
Onwards.
All right. In fact, he'll give you one of his brothers to lead you.
Okay. The one we beat up badly.
Yes.
Yeah. And we eat him on the way.
He's suitably coward.
Yeah. I bet he doesn't talk much.
No, it's just a grumpy.
We murdered his brother after all.
I mean, I think he's done that too, probably.
What, murdered his brother?
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason these were the big ones. I mean,
without doubt, yeah.
I could probably have like 10,000 children. And
then... well, murdering siblings is usually frowned upon, but they've certainly beaten each other up. Most definitely.
You know, it's frowned upon, but if nobody knows...
and he will lead you some distance north. Not too far, in fact. Perhaps half a day's worth of travel. And while he does seem to not exactly know where he's going, after a little flying around, he does inform you that he has spotted what is probably the remains of whoever they chased off. It wasn't too many, perhaps a little over a dozen elves, as well as one blue talon who was really no challenge at all. He was relatively large, but he was basically already dead. That's how old he was. And so... you see them traveling through the open desert, slowly on foot.
Can I borrow some water with me?
Sure, you can have filled up your storages.
Good foresight.
Some of the elves in sort of small groups, some distance away from the larger group, poking around in the sand with long sticks, others digging holes, and what looks like throwing just rotten meat in there and waiting a bit as the main group ever so slowly travels north. I will put you on this map over here. So basically show you how the group looks like. And whether we make use of the lines of combat or not is up to you.
Slaughter the whole group.
Yeah.
Arbitrarily.
Oh, you don't see them yet.
No. I presume we can tell the son of the enemy to fuck off. Whoa, he's a big, beautiful bastard. I like him. And there's elves. Oh my.
Hirando, if you would like to give me another Wilder skill check.
Wilder skill check. All right. There's that. All right.
41. Okay. Hirando does remember some odd bits about how the blue talon work. First of all, blue talon are among the smallest of the talonum. They don't really grow slower, but they don't tend to do as much work themselves. That's probably the right way to phrase it. They like to collect people and have them as either their servants and slaves, or also more often than not as their sort of extended family. The Jewel Sands as a whole is there's basically 4, 5, 6 perhaps big families of Talonum, all spawned from the blue talon who all the way back in the invasion were the first ones to be like, hey, I want people, so they went and got people. And then those Talonum got really popular, and their families grew, and eventually those 4, 5, 6, Hirono doesn't exactly know how many there were, spawned big families. He would perhaps also remember that it's generally not too difficult to deal with blue talon. While they do like to scheme and plan a lot, they don't usually betray their allies. For them, allies are almost on the same level as family, and family is above most things. Okay. But they will do so if they think they can, 1, get away with it, and 2, benefit from it.
Sure. So it's doubly painful that Warwick betrayed him and left for the Grey. Okay, I understand that. Hirando will then say to the party, and especially the Red, don't hurt the elves.
He sent them back home. We don't need him anymore.
Yeah,
fuck off, enemy Red thing. But yeah, he'll say to the others, don't hurt or basically be nice to the elves. He'll be protective over them.
Anrikin gives you
no other plans.
A very long look.
Hirandor gives the look of, it'll be much easier if you go along with this.
You didn't just think we were just going to randomly be killing them. I mean, that seems...
Hirandor doesn't put it past Anrikin these days.
Yeah, as you approach, how do you approach? First of all,
flying.
Flying, yeah.
All right, flying straight at them.
Well, Hirandor will come down like here, I guess.
Yeah, as you approach, already from a distance, you can see that you've most definitely been spotted. Perhaps already spotted minutes ago, as you hear the voice of the Blue Town echo over the desert sands as he shouts, "Recall the scouts! Spread out! Ready the spears! They have chased us away once. They will not fight us here in the open and get away with it without injury themselves." As the elves scatter about, running all over the place.
As they start doing that, Hirandor will boom back, saying, and will say, "Uruk the Old, we have not come to chase you away. We have come to converse."
The voice pauses for a moment, and answers, "Are you here to chase us away? You say you are not. Are you here to help us reclaim our land? If you are not here for that either, then we have no business."
Hirandor will hold the reply until he lands, and will say, "It may definitely aid in returning lands."
Oh, speak clearly. You are not black, after all.
Wow.
Hirandor squints at him and says, "No, but I'm talking to a blue."
What are you implying?
He smiles and says, "You know, but let's not get off track. We want to help. Not just you, but the continent. And we ask you just for a small favor in your aid. We shall aid a greater cause, including your own cause."
Looks at Hirandor frowning and all the fancy talk. Just, in short, we came to visit you at your old city and found it rather full of nasty flesh things. We would like to get rid of them. We think that with your aid we could do something like that.
Yeah, the tenant snorts. "My old city, you say? Nah, I would rather see that city burn."
Well, good news.
He's a warlord. He wants the sands. He wants that oasis. Good
thing we brought Enrikin, the city burner, too.
Yes. He comes out from the shadow behind them. "Excellent, my lord."
And says, "More importantly, once these flesh things are dead, all the Reds will go home to where they came from."
That hardly seems like a good deal. Give them what they want and they'll leave, because that's how these things usually go.
They will leave or we'll make them.
The Reds have no interest in deserts. They live in mountains and volcanoes. They would leave this place as soon as they could, if they thought it safe enough to leave that festering boil that is the city alone. We are here to take care of it.
And what help exactly would an old tenant like I am be to you?
We need... There's a considerable amount of forces stationed in the city. I need access to the center of the city to properly do what I need to do to destroy them. For that, I need time, and I need forces drawn away from the city to handle other things. If you can provide distraction, spies, attacks, make a lot of noise and racket and explosions if possible to draw forces away and hold them off while I work my magic.
Had you come 100 years ago, I would have had armies and sons to send into battle, but those days are long past.
I mean, he shrugs and says, "You seem to be a Tananim of considerable power. Whatever you put your mind to, I reckon, would create enough force and noise and bedlam to draw away a significant portion of whatever forces they have to deal with it."
You must also have some sway with the other warlords of the Sands.
I do not need you to win. I need you to distract them.
Do I have some sway with the other warlords? Most of them are my sons. I would hope I still do.
He nods.
Sighs a bit.
Then help us destroy that city, remove it completely from the map, and you can reclaim your homeland.
So you would agree to help me reclaim my homeland?
If
you do that, I will in fact help you. But my homeland is that oasis I got chased off.
You will get that back once we are done.
Perhaps you could get it back to me early then. That would prove that you are indeed good for your word.
Looks over to him. It seems to me that you are paid after you provide a service, not before.
He snorts a bit. You are better at this than I at first suspected. Very well. I can perhaps talk to them. If I have a reason to visit them, perhaps I could get some of their water as well. Our storages are running low.
Graham will dump the barrel he picked up purposefully. Just perhaps a little bit of a time saver.
That certainly does help. It will, however, take me some time to call in whatever favors I might still have left. I need to find them, and I will need to get their people to talk to other people.
We have 5 days.
He frowns. This desert is rather large, you know that, right?
And you have lived in it your entire life, and your children are roaming in it.
There's no need to undersell yourself.
We have faith that you can manage to move about the sands you grew up in.
5 days. Perhaps it is doable. And as you said, I shall get paid after the deed is done, but I suspect we'll have to renegotiate what exactly I get from this. But I can provide whatever I might be able to scrounge up first. No promises.
Impress us, and we can be rather generous. I think you'll find.
What's going to happen is when we're done, I'm just going to teleport away. Like, yep, done.
He's just going to leave us all here.
I don't know. We can go and deal with these damn Reds and be like, go home.
Yeah, the Reds are going to leave. I'm going to be like, you're done now. You see him.
His home is there. All the Reds are going to leave this place, and these are like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll be fine. Let's go.
But if he sends like 2 elves with a bow between them, then he's not going to get anything because that is like
you get paid for assaults.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not for effort.
And I think we instruct him to attack from, a third side of the city.
Yeah, the other side
Maybe
of the
opposite.
City.
Yeah,
opposite
sides,
from the
right?
red.
There's
opposite
4 sides, Gnolls from one, us from the other, then these guys, and then the Reds. No one at the same place, because that would be terrible.
Useless. Yeah.
And we need more people drawn away, so...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He does continue. But if I'm going to help you, then there is one single requirement that you do have to promise to fulfill. I do want the city gone from the map after whatever it is you have to do there. It will not be the trap that has cost me so many sons. It will no longer be a thing to be lusted after. It will simply be sand like the rest of it.
Anakin nods. That can certainly be done.
Good.
Nobody lives there. I mean,
well, that's the thing.
No
Horrible.
Now, is there tons of treasure left in there that we can loot as well?
Oh.
I mean, that's, you know,
loot while we burn it all down?
I'm
great with that.
No. Like, we kill all the monsters, and then we take all the treasure and level the rest.
I don't think you will have that much time.
Oh.
We could figure something
out. We'll figure it out. You know, whatever works.
I mean, you know,
works.
do what you have to do.
Man.
I'm used to care a lot about cities, but it's almost like they're not as important anymore.
The Radiant Spire is the only one that Aranda really cares about right now.
You know, it's fine, I guess.
Well, yeah, you know.
He then nods at you, saying, 5 days. I cannot promise much, simply due to the time. However, I will do what I can.
Just the land reclaimed and the city gone. I think the prize would be too big for you not to.
It's worth a try, although I do suspect probably quite the battle from the rumors I've heard about what lives in Respite these days. Although there is a silver lining to all of it. I'm old enough that I don't really mind dying. He nods, pleased to himself.
Great! It seems. That just solves all of it, really.
I'm so glad you mentioned that now.
It's fine.
No, you know, I'm shocked that this blue tandem is so agreeable. Finally! A dragon that is just nice.
If only all of them could be like that. Actually, I wouldn't mind you dying. Could you not just stay alive? I'm sure your son is an absolute shit.
Well, one of your sons, I mean...
well, not that one.
As he'll basically once again shout over the sands a command that is basically, we travel quick. As he'll sort of half bury himself in the sand while the elves pile on him. And almost like a boat, he basically swims away through the sand at probably a speed faster than you could fly.
Wow.
Very post-apocalyptic. There's like a guy with a guitar in the front.
Yeah.
It's like Mad Max gone time.
Yeah, it's just lightning flying everywhere. Oh, it's great.
You don't like the elves anymore, huh?
I don't, no.
They live this.
Yeah.
Their rock and roll dream.
Yes.
Oh, the odd number it ruins.
Kill him immediately.
Yeah. I guess we go to the Knolls now.
Yes, I suppose we do.
To the Knolls.
But we want the city at the end. Oh, sure, fine, whatever.
Yeah,
whatever the
so
fuck.
you can happily
that would
give it
basically
to
mean
you.
that it's destroyed.
The Knolls we're just gonna save, you know. That's really all we gotta do with them. They're out of prison.
Oh, let's open the door.
Do we have time to free the Knolls still?
Yeah, to free the Knolls, it will not take you much time, since they are basically trapped in the city. Unlike any deal with Rahal and any deal with Jurek and the Blue Town, this will not have to involve any consequences or promises. It will, however, mean additional battle for you.
All they want is freedom, after all. Do they have weapons? I mean, I don't know how useful those Knolls are without weapons.
Again, we just want the chaos.
Yeah, I think they'll be all right. Is there a lot of them?
There, I mean, you don't really know, but when Respite got attacked, there were a lot of notes.
Okay.
Why the hell would they take them prisoner, though?
Well, I'd imagine they're taking a prisoner for a sacrifice of some description.
Oh, probably. I feel okay with saving the Knolls. I mean, it's for our own purposes. Do you think, I mean...
Ends to a means, man.
You know.
End to a means.
We already have some good amount of distractions there, but...
Yeah.
The question
and
is, is
city,
it worth the resources it would take for us to free them? Like, is the investiture worth it? Because if we're going to have a battle, we're probably going to have to spend some resources.
Well, I'll probably be okay for a couple of fights.
I'd support freeing the Knolls. Or was it just because I'm a completionist that way?
Yeah,
Sure.
that's true.
Sure.
Let's get the achievement, boys.
We already lost the no death achievement, so...
The achievement is a day at the beach because sand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
of course.
Oh, we finally had our beach day, but we never did anything about it.
Yeah, well.
You know, when this all blows over, we're gonna have a beach day. Anakin's gonna show up in his bikini.
Yeah, his mankini.
His mankini.
No, it's just gonna be him in like one of these ginormous, oversized sun hats, just sitting in the shadow, being like
deep downer.
Yeah,
it's like one of those stupid fake sombreros that goes out like 6 feet each direction.
Basically, just gonna sit there. Okay.
Verndor has like a beer hat.
Whoa,
instead of like 2 cans, it's like 3 barrels.
His fist bumping.
Ice cubes slowly melting.
Yep. Talia is playing beach volleyball because she's very sporty and healthy.
With her unseen servants.
Yeah, unseen servants. Yeah. And Hirondor is making a slide for the children.
Yeah, it's true.
And then charging them $15 a slide.
He's not doing that. He doesn't.
I imagine Graham is manning the grill.
Oh, you do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a huge pit.
The Dragon Grill Pit. I mean, who wouldn't?
The Dragon Grill Pit. I would go there.
There's like a freezer box for all the beers and everything.
Ram's Dragon Grill Pit.
Mm-hmm.
Graham's Dragon Beer.
Pure elemental fire. CO2 neutral.
I'm sure Graham could make water. We could literally create an ice pit for drinks at the same time.
Yeah.
So there'll be a pit of elemental fire and a pit of ice. It would be beautiful.
The undead serve in the ice bar.
Rasputin, the vampire lord. Making drinks.
Hello. A bit thirsty, are we? Yes, I can understand that.
He just licks his lips awkwardly.
Alright, I'm back.
I would recommend the sweet vitae today. It's excellent quality.
Comrade. I am Rasputin. I have excellent drink.
Save the null.
Red like motherland.
Yeah, let's go break down that prison.
Yeah.
Sure, for the liberal dragons we are.
Yep.
All right. During your 3 days of travel back, I will have to ask you for another Constitution check.
Oh.
The heat continues being a thing.
Keep icing us?
You could do another Ritual of Rare Frost if you have another spell that prepared or available.
Rare Frost is an at will.
Yes, but the at will would basically be gone if you use it as a ritual until the next full heal up.
Right, okay. Then no, I don't have anything else I wish to expend.
I don't think I'm a ritual caster. So.
Cool.
Am I?
Wow, you're not going to do much with 2, man.
No, I don't think I'm not a ritual caster, really. Otherwise, I have ice magic, but I can't ritual cast it.
Well, Anakin's fucked.
It's just a recovery.
Con saves are not my strong suit, as it
has them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, with that, Anakin would lose 2 recoveries.
Great.
Oof.
I mean, they're only 96 average each, so...
It's true. It's not much.
Anakin does much better not being hit.
Mm-hmm.
Not being in combat, really.
That helps, yes. I'm not very sturdy in combat.
His defense is vaporizing his enemy.
Yeah, just overwhelming offenses.
And in a way, I feel like in the next combat, Anakin might just be doing a ritual, so...
Yep. Do I need a specific spell slot for that ritual, Sheep?
No.
Okay.
But you might want to do a ritual afterwards of like Circle of Death in this entire continent or something. So
An entire continent?
I didn't say
region?
that. I meant very localized.
Remember that my allies only take a fraction of the damage.
Yeah. You know, all the good people in the world would just be wounded.
God. Could you imagine going through those, like, the boxes that pop up? It's like, do you want to mark him as an ally? Yes, no. And you have to go through the entire population.
I would find the three of you and be like, yes, and then everything just no to all. And they're like,
can't be bothered. Mark is red.
Let the lady sort them out.
Here's how this is going to go.
Oh, that's right.
No. Just lean back whenever you start rambling.
Okay.
Look at this map. Each of those layers will mean a combat of some sort to basically get into that part of the city. You've already entered the outskirts where you fought the fleshy, floaty monsters.
Mm-hmm.
And going further will require more and more difficult combats. Freeing the gnolls would mean you get an additional combat in the green zone, which will probably not that difficult, but it will be another combat.
So our distractions will make the combats easier, I imagine, or?
Your distractions, you can use them. Basically, you have one use of the blue dragons, one use of the gnolls if you free them, and 2 uses of red. They are just that many and that badass, basically. Mm-hmm. You can expend one of them to make the combat slightly easier for you, going into the next zone. But then you won't have them to buy you time for the ritual.
Okay.
So either you keep them or you expend them to make the next combat a bit easier.
I say we kill absolutely everything. So let's go free some gnolls and then kick ass twice and then do the ritual.
Yep.
Let's go for the grand total of a swipe, you know? Royal Rush or whatever it is.
All right. You wish to free the gnolls. Then I will...
It's only a green battle. Like CR -2.
I will reunite you with your gnoll friend.
I'm saying he doesn't have to go.
No. But just his token was revealed anyways. He will basically point you to multiple locations where she knows that there are prisoners being held, mostly gnolls, but also the occasional blue talon, the occasional elf, well, quite a few occasional elves really, all basically squeezed into barricaded sandstone buildings that once perhaps were mansions or meeting places or something much nicer than a prison.
If we free them all, we can have a giant army.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of ill-nourished, under-equipped people, yes.
Well, they will have time to
army,
equip
not
themselves in the
good
city.
army. Yeah, I'm sure they can pick something up.
So do we have to fight for each place?
No, you just have to fight once.
Okay.
Fight for the place.
Just kill the wardens and we can open all the doors.
As it turns out, your gnoll friend knows the outskirts of the city well enough to lead you to some of the easier to sneak through places. Basically dried up riverbeds that are like a slight depression where even Graham and Tirando can hide from the occasional eye and such. Mm-hmm. However, reaching the last of the 3 prisons, you'll run into a bit of problems there and cannot avoid 1, being discovered, and 2, fighting. As the situation is basically as follows. We'll give you... Oops. We'll do it around this. No, we won't. Let's see. You're like here. There was perhaps a building here that you managed to free. Quite the number of gnolls, as well as 1 blue talon and perhaps a dozen or so elves, just all squeezed in there. And they are all very grateful. They will say, you know what, if you want a distraction, we'll provide it. We don't have any weapons, but there might be some laying around. Just point us at things, basically. But you are discovered by a patrol going past, and they come rushing at you.
So if you should see loot, guys, just pick some up, get some stones, sticks, whatever you find. Some of these mansions, gold must have piled up somewhere. Grab it if you need it. I think there's still some boats somewhere, so, save yourself. The city's not worth staying in long term, so.
The patrol looks Like so. A large number of well-disciplined horned humanoids, most of them wearing armor, as well as hammers, apparently made from obsidian. Some of them, however, wearing slightly less and having no apparent weapons. They spot you and pretty much waste no time going straight for you.
Yeah. As soon as we see them, we're going to kill them too.
Yeah.
Look, Enrican minions.
You never fight minions.
Right. Okay.
I like those wrath speakers. They look like assholes.
Yeah, I think I might put that my face. Oh, actually, are you gonna put your face in there?
Well, we don't know where the two others are.
Can I put your face in that?
I'll tell you, I put my face in something. So.
Okay, we just go for it.
Missing Enrican on the initiative?
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm eating a tortilla. Let's see here. 20 is the best I have.
Alright. Turns out
you ended up with 13.
No, he's got 20.
Oops, not 30. 20. There we go.
You need to resort it then.
Yay.
Yeah. Okay, wonderful. Well. What does Graham do? Well, that's always a good question. But in this case, I think what Graham does is fight, really. So, go attack these guys. Just go straight there. Do my melee attack. Don't think anything too fancy is going to happen here. So, let's see, we roll. That's a 2, which certainly doesn't trigger any of my fancy things.
19 is also a miss.
I would repeat the attack then.
These guys do seem rather heavily armored and skilled. That hits. That does, in fact, just straight up swoop one of them off its feet.
Oh, I'll stay engaged with this one. Yeah. That's really all. Oh, I should also roll for my terrain stunt. I need to roll a d6. 2. Okay.
Yeah. Talia.
Okay, he's gonna blast them. Blast the rap speakers with something. I'm sure we'll see it. A javelin of faith. All right.
Can you point at your target? Okay, good.
Is that great?
That just hits them. Ooh. And does in fact kill one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And they're gonna be pissed now.
Yeah.
Well, they're certainly not happy with that. Let's see what we can actually do. Okay. Yeah, they reckon that their other soldiers have dealt with Tenant before, but spellcasters, that's unusual. As all of them will target Talia with a Darkland Wrath.
Wow.
That is a hit against PD. That is a miss against PD. That is a miss against PD. 60 so far. Miss 75 and hit for 105 damage. If you're staggered after the last attack, or after any attack really, you are also stunned until the end of your next turn.
So screw you, that's what they said.
Yeah.
They said that, yeah. Enrican.
Well, don't like magic, huh? Well, do I have something for you then? Yes, we will wreck 'em.
Oh, hang on.
Yes.
Dark also asked if he could counter magic the last attack.
Yes, you could. Give me a counter magic check then. 25 is just enough. Alright, you are not stunned and also give yourself back 30 hit points. Okay. Bones Beneath. 189 against the entire Mook, I guess.
Yep.
That kills 2 of them.
Okay.
Then
They become 2 skeletons.
And heavily injures 1 of them.
Ah.
Wow, I feel like that me going down there is now pretty moot.
One of those are level 1, by the way, Jonas. Well, it says level 1. I guess it's still level. I don't know why it does that.
Oh, I don't know what does that. They should be level 9. Yeah, they have the level 9 stats.
You copied him, and because the last number is usually the number of.
Oh,
mooks,
right.
so.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
Like, oh, this must be number 1.
Well, in that case, the mooks will rip in. Nothing is death knellable, I assume. So the mooks will start ripping into these wrath speakers because we're not going to have that. That's not what this is going to be. So first attack, 21 versus AC.
That's a miss.
Well, 34 against AC.
That is also a miss.
That is a crit.
Sorry, that's obviously hit, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, excuse me?
34 AC on spellcasters?
I just saw the 21 again. But that is a melee attack.
Yes.
And with their special magics, they have a thing. As they instinctively cast mirror images. I tell you, there's more of them. Your skeleton might get confused.
It was a crit, though.
Yeah, but it's still a hit. So roll a d6. On a 1, the attack misses, regardless of whether it's a crit or not.
Okay. Turns out crits don't always hit.
That crit, however, hits. And does, in fact, kill this guy. And injures another.
Effective use of a spell right there. That's why we never fight mooks.
Alright, that's it.
Well, the mooks aren't done yet. That guy is dead. But they are not stupid. If there are spellcasters wreaking havoc, then they're going to split up. These 2 are going to go for Enriken. These 2 are going to go for Talia. She's armored, but she's a spellcaster, obviously, so probably easy to attack. The guy engaged with Graham, however, will attack Graham, first of all. That's a natural 1.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 attacks against Enriken. 22 and a natural 1. Nothing on a miss, so the last 2 are going to attack Talia. 22, 26. Both misses.
Yeah.
They are not happy. You're under.
Do I want to kill some of these guys?
Yeah, kill some stuff. That's really.
Because I could also.
We just need to reduce their number. Guys. I mean, can you go there fast enough?
Yeah, I'm going to use my cold breath. I was going to go down there anyway. But I can use my cold breath on the way down.
Go for them, please.
So, I'll double move down here. Smash into them as I do. And on the way, I shall use my cold breath on them. $28.
28 is a hit against 1 target.
Yep.
One of them is staggered.
Not much, but something. That's my turn.
All right. These guys, all 2 of them will go for Irandor. 2 of them will. I should give them.
To though? Do they really want to?
2 of them will go for Graham. And the other 2 will help pile on Talia.
Pigs for the slaughter.
So I should really have given them a halo, but I'll try to organize them so I don't. Oh god, so many. Okay, 2 attacks against Hirando. 1, which is a 19. So you are dazed, and he will go in a frenzy, spinning his hammer around and trying to hit you again. 33. Which is a 19 again. So that is a total of 29 damage. Hirondo is dazed, and you take 10 ongoing fire damage.
Okay. Those are save ends, I imagine.
Save ends, yes. Second attack against Hirondor. That's a critical.
Okay.
So you are double dazed. You take 38 damage, and he'll also go into frenzy with his hammer bursting into flame. For 31. Which is a 17, so you take another 10 damage and another 10 ongoing fire damage.
48.
Man.
I get all the fucking hardcore
right
hits. Yeah.
And also some good rolls. Right, 2 attacks against Graham.
Okay, fellas, don't do what your other people did. Oh, god fucking damn it.
That's an 18.
Sheep, what the fuck?
Attack
the hard mode switch on there.
19 damage, your dazed save ends, and he will try to attack again, which misses. The other one, 21, is a miss. 2 attacks against Talia. 19 is a miss, and 20 is a miss. Relation die goes to 1.
Jesus Christ.
I think it's a delicious -4 to hit.
Yeah.
I have fire breath too, though. Which group has anyone who's wounded in it? Don't know if anyone. Well, I guess technically that Quack Marauder over there by Grandor is wounded, so I'll try with a fire breath. I think on that group 2 or group 1 there, I suppose.
Yeah, the entire group 1, even though they're spread out.
You have a -4. Ugh.
Yeah.
Very unpleasant.
That is a miss.
Oh well. Guess that's that fire breath. Well, I'll smack him then. Same group. We can kill something.
That hits. It kills the one that Hirondor's fighting. And injures one that Graham is fighting.
Just give me a second here. I just need to check my book of subtle serpents. What kind of recharge that is? That's a recharge 6+. So I think I might as well use it to add to the 8 on a hit.
Okay.
To add 9 extra damage. It's not a lot. It's something.
Is Marsh. Okay.
And then I guess I will roll my save.
It's exactly second.
Yep.
Yes.
Get rid of this
no
thing.
longer dazed. Talia.
Presume she's gonna like shocking grasp her way out. Is my
I see a lot of shocking grasps.
Well, if she does one, then she pops out, doesn't she? So.
From that guy.
No, I think pop is pop free.
Pop free is just 1.
Oh, is it? Oh.
Yeah. Unless it says pop free from all enemies, which some things do.
Yeah.
Right. She heals herself.
Not bad.
Dimension door. That works as a pop free.
Yeah. Just gonna blast some of those guys.
Okay, group 1.
Group 1, yeah.
This is like charade or something. That is a hit. It will kill the one that Graham is fighting.
Okay, I'll take it.
And slightly injure another. End turn. Right, it's time for these two, who are unfortunately engaged with skeletons, and they do not have close quarter spells. but they know what they have to do. They have to attack Enrican. Yes. Actually, one of them will attack Enrican. The other will attack Graham.
You will get second opportunities, right?
Yes, they will.
All right. First attacks then. First attack.
See if we can kill him.
28 versus AC.
That is a miss.
Okay.
Actually, that is a hit. Sorry, but doesn't kill him.
28. Jesus.
It's injured, but they will both get their cast off. First against Enrican.
Yeah.
That is a 28. And then against Graham. 21. No, not even close.
I will, however, take... much more damage.
It is then Enrican.
Well, this is awkward. He's gonna try to disengage from these dudes. Let's see. Here's 2 of them. So there's a -1, but I have the boots, which is a +2. So it's a +1.
Looking at a 10, basically.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah. Phew. That was mean people. Don't like that at all.
There's all those down there now that Talia left too.
Oh yeah.
Just waiting for you.
But you can still. No, that disengages is your move, doesn't it?
You can still. Yeah, it's part of the move. So if you still want to move somewhere nearby, you still can.
Yeah.
As that move, basically.
There's no really good spots to move here.
No. It depends on what you're planning to do.
Yeah. Maybe with your skeletons, because I don't know.
Yeah. I guess you could try killing those guys or something. It just makes sense to kill these ones because they haven't attacked yet. But you know.
Can't really kill them necessarily. Well, I just want them to sort of keep away from me for a bit, if possible. So I will cast Teleportation Shield.
That should do it.
Which I think I cast when someone approaches me, or like, do I cast it now?
You cast it now, and then whenever someone approaches you, it triggers.
Yeah. So right now you're good.
Yeah. So you have it now, and then whenever someone approaches you, you just roll it macro again.
Okay.
Damage
put it in your label or somewhere, or just remember it, I guess.
I have a nice pink halo on me.
Okay.
So now whenever something moves to engage, you can just put them in contact with your mentor.
Yep.
This is group 2. There's
somewhere else where they can't actually move to engage anybody.
Yeah.
Probably more worth it, so they don't get an attack.
2 of them will go for Graham. These 2 will try to chase Enrican.
Alright, well, one of them is going to get the shield.
Okay. Roll the attack.
26 PD.
Yes, that is enough.
Right,
Set, throw him somewhere far away.
Yep. And he'll throw him onto Graham. No, Hirando, because Hirando is difficult.
You don't have to put him engaged with anyone. If you don't, then he just can't attack.
I'm fine with him being engaged with me.
No, I mean,
put him
like over here, and then he doesn't.
Nearby though, so.
Yeah, you can just put him over here. But he has already used his move, right? So you can take another move to engage someone else, but...
Yeah, if you put him in combat with someone, he can attack. Okay. If you don't, he can't.
Sure, let's dump him down there then, so he can't.
Okay. Well, he'll take a second move then to engage Hirando. And the second guy...
He'll also take 41 energy damage as the dark tendrils lash out and basically just pull him into a dark hole and just spit him out over there. A bit ruffled up.
Alright, that is all the moved. So that is 3 attacks against Graham. 1.
Also, my skeletons do get a turn, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they do. Let's do that now then.
Alright, just hack at the dudes with the sword. First attack, 25 versus AC,
It's a miss.
33
and
versus
that
AC.
is a hit, which kills one of them.
Hooray!
You're moving. Yeah. I guess they can be ready to intercept or something.
Yep. Be here to stop something.
Alright, second attack against Graham, which is a miss. Last attack against Graham, which is a miss.
That's great.
And attack against Enrican, which is a hit, I believe.
Another like 19.
What?
What about the teleportation?
Just cloak. Stop him.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Skeleton
this will go against the skeleton then.
Alright.
For 19 damage. The skeleton will also be dazed. And the last attack will go against Hirandor. Yes, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a miss. Hirandor.
Alright, let's hit back. I'm going to use my once per battle smite to get a good hit roll. 30 for 91.
Which one?
The group number 2.
Number 2. That killed this guy and injures the one you actually attacked. Actually, no, it kills the one you attacked and that guy.
Sweet. And I don't believe. I know what I'll do. Quick action. I will rally for 67 hit points. And then I will save against my ongoing damage and then take it. I save against it. I take 20, so I will heal 47. And 10.
Okay. Group 1, much diminished, but there's still 4 of them left. Oh yeah. They will help pile on Hirando.
Okay.
Well, most of them. This guy will go for Enrican. You already rolled issue, so you can actually engage you. Okay. Against Enrican then. For net 1. Against Graham. 33.
That's a hit.
You are dazed. Safe ends.
I've been here before.
And 2 attacks against Hirando. 1, 34. That is it. You are dazed. That is also an 18, so he gets to make another attack, which misses.
Yep.
Second attack, 28. That's just it.
Just.
But you're only dazed once.
Yep.
38 damage.
Okay.
Slash die goes to 2. Ram.
Alright. So, as a terrain stunt here, some of this like sand is very, very soft, and Graham has been positioning himself now to be able to do this. Basically, wishes to like swirl the sand around him with his tail, like make a dust cloud, basically, allowing him to move away from these guys and just move over to the one attacking Enrican and engage with that one, like so. And attack that one instead of all those guys.
Okay, I like the description. It's a powerful effect, but I like the description.
Sand everywhere. And then he's there. Trying to smack this guy, though he is still dazed, I suppose. That can't be helped. 20.
20 is a miss.
Oh well, that is not particularly good to receive. Do I have anything for that? I have this thing.
It does say repeat the attack. Do you?
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, I will. Oh, that's still better use than a tiny bit of lightning damage.
That hits.
All right, it turns out that still is a division of 5, so I can use this thing. I can invoke the storm and deal, a D3, 10 lightning damage to one nearby enemy other than the target I attack. So, I guess you get to pick which. I guess I'll roll a D3. Group 1, Group 2, and last one is that guy, the Wraith Speaker.
Okay.
Group Wrath Speaker guy gets a shock as some residual lightning arcs over into him.
He is shocked.
I killed that one attacking Enrican, so I can.
Then Talia's.
I'll roll my save.
Dark was ready. I say.
Just declutter the battlefield.
So spell versus group 1. Wow. All right.
That hits.
Jesus.
Group 1 for 107. Let's see. Group 1 is.
And then Anrican gets +4 AC.
I guess this guy dies, and this guy is staggered. And Anrican gets +4 AC. Yeah.
Okay.
The Wrath Speakers, he would like to try to disengage. He will die for his masters if necessary, but he would like to not get punched by the skeleton. Okay, he you know what? He'll attack the skeletons. He'll attack that injured one.
All
right. Make your attack of opportunity with the skeleton. That is a hit and almost kills him.
Oh.
He is reinforced in his decision to attack the skeletons. 18. He misses the skeletons. It's not a weapon.
Okay.
15 damage. Puts it at 10.
It is a spell of purpley, stinky dark magics.
I think that skeleton's still doing its job.
It is.
Oh yeah.
Anything.
Well, it's time to Chant of Endings. Whatever is that Death Metal Ball? No.
No.
All right. Chant of Endings. Whatever
has the least hit
HP. Yep. So let's do that. Hoya!
Lowest HP would be group 1, definitely.
No, that's probably a hit for 97 damage.
Yes, and it killed the entire group.
Excellent.
Actually, no, it doesn't. This last guy barely survives and is in death range.
All right, enough.
Now he's dead.
Nice.
Group 1 is then gone. Who gets the heal?
Myself.
Okay. Full health.
Everyone else has so much hit points and so many recoveries. So
it's a good amount of healing.
Skeletons.
Nice.
Skeletons. Smack the speaker.
That misses.
All right. Smack the marauder.
That misses.
That's it.
Okay. Marauder group 2. Well, this guy is attacking a skeleton, so he'll continue doing that. This guy will go for Enrican.
Teleportation shield. Kick in, hopefully. Yeah.
Yes.
Send him away.
In fact, he gets teleported so hard his body dies.
Lands in the same spot.
Yeah, actually, basically, he rushes towards him, and the teleportation shield just a tentacle comes out of the darkness, just grabs him and pulls him in, and then comes flying out behind his body, crashing into him, killing him.
Well, he'll move to engage again.
Oh, engage me.
He's disappointed. And the other one gets to attack a skeleton. 25.
That is a hit, I believe. Yes.
That destroys him.
Skeleton dies.
Then he can move to engage Enrican. Finally, someone. Hirando is all alone.
Hirando shall plop himself right here. He does so think. And
he
then
does declare.
He does declare. And then he's going to attack the Wrath Speaker. Fuck it, why not? Let's do it. Possibly misses.
That is definitely a miss, but he's dead regardless.
Okay. Okay, cool. That'll do. I'll do my save for. Oh wait, doesn't it is save ends for the day?
It is save ends. Yep.
Nope.
Still dazed. Escalation die goes to 3. Graham.
Well, I'm gonna just attack the thing that's here.
I like my miss damage on
that. That is a hit, injuring this guy.
All right.
Anything else?
Almost safe.
Yes.
I'm no longer dazed.
Talia. Yeah, you don't have much target choice here anymore. It's one mob.
Yep.
That hits and kills the one Graham was engaged with.
Larry and Dave have realised they've made a horrible mistake.
Injuring the last one. They're gone. Enrican.
Death knell?
He is not in death range.
Oh, let's try to walk away.
Chant him.
The chant provokes.
What if you attack him with it?
It does.
This is not 5th edition.
Yeah, in fifth edition it doesn't.
I know. I'm stunned too. No, okay. I'll just stay here and slash him with the scythe. Ha-ha! I don't know if the scythe is actually updated on this attack macro. We'll see. Nope, it's even the staff.
Miss him for 5 damage. Oh, that should be 9 damage.
Yeah, this has not been used since level 5. This was the last used at level 5.
Okay, well, he'll respond in kind.
Skeleton!
Oh, skeleton, yeah.
Skeleton, help! Slash! Yes, save your master.
And almost kills him.
God damn it.
Death now?
Well, I can't
he would be in range, but Anakin's turn is over.
God damn it.
but you're probably going to be smart in a moment and just let Enrican get the last hit, but he will get another strike against Enrican, which hits.
Yep.
It's also 19, so first of all you're dazed, which is not going to matter. And he gets to frenzy. Not only you, but also maybe Hirando.
Oh.
Because he's engaged with both of you, yes. And the skeleton too. So this will be against Enrican. Hit for 10. And not 10 ongoing. The skeleton misses, and Hirando misses.
29 damage and dazed.
Well, let me death knell him and just...
Yep.
Yeah, you can just death knell him now.
Go away. I'll take the hit points.
Those are the cops coming for you for using all of those hit points. Alright, I'm going to use the recovery. If we get a minute to be able to do that.
Yes. Not only do you get a minute, but after breaking open these 3 prisons, most of them with reasonable stealth, thanks to your guide. The last one, not so much. You get a lot of fangs of these guys. And also...
Oh, wow. What a happy bunch. Well, I mean, we will basically...
Some of these.
Oh, hi.
Whoa.
Basically, this group times 5 is what you freed.
Sweet.
Well, we basically tell them that take back the lands they stole, burn everything.
Attack the outskirts of the city. You should not push in further. You're here to distract and loot what you can. The city is not going to be able to be taken back, but perhaps you can take enough to continue your lives elsewhere.
Kill the horned ones.
Either one of you who talks to the group, I would like you to roll a charisma check. You may choose who gets to roll.
Maybe Graham.
I led men in combat before as a holy thane of Vorgil. It is in something he's done. Inspired the people, protected the land. His charisma is not amazing, but
I could do it if you want me to, because I was eating and I couldn't say anything while I was physically eating.
I mean, if you want to,
would be okay,
otherwise I'll do it.
If you think Hirando would be the one to say you're finally free, now is your chance, and such things.
I have a background / charisma bonus of 6 total. So that's all I got.
Yeah. Well, I got 3 just from my charisma. Perhaps with Hirando's legacy of the silver.
It's fairly inspiring.
It's fairly inspiring, yeah. They were great warriors, and his mother was the Great Silver. There must be some genetics. Must be some genetics that's helped him along to become a very inspiring leader, and
I think that
can I assist him in any way? Is that a thing I can do?
You can give him a +2.
Okay.
Yeah.
It has to be one of you taking the credit for freeing these people.
All right.
Well, this means I get a 9 for level, 3 for mod, 4 for background, and 2 from Graham. So decent amount. I rolled a 7. Great.
All right. Most of them are pretty beat up and really might be anger and revenge fueled. So they'll be useful to you. But some of them are even genuinely grateful. As it turns out, they stashed away the occasional thing that they would like to give you here. In fact, it is one thing. I would like you to roll a d3.
Roll high.
Or low.
I rolled very high.
A 3 means that one of them produces a rune. In fact, an epic tier rune.
Oh.
Which, your choice, armor or weapon. Or spellcasting implement.
Who doesn't have a magical armor, weapon, or spellcasting implement?
+3 would elevate it to basically epic tier.
I need to remind myself what runes are.
Runes,
a temporary magical bonus to either attack or defense.
Yeah, runes, first of all, give a +3... Well, the epic tier gives a +3 bonus to either AC or your attack, depending on whether you use it for a weapon or an armor, which does not stack with the innate bonus of the item. So an epic tier bonus would not get this bonus from a rune. In addition, it has another random special effect. Armor can, for example, get a bonus to PD, to MD, to both. You might be able to get a bonus to PD, MD, and get to reroll a save. Such things. If you can I just post?
But yeah, I'm looking at the SRD now.
What was the calculation for?
Oh god, no.
I do have a +1 armor. I could do with maybe.
Sure.
You were handed it. You took credit. I think that's fair.
Take care.
Yeah.
How did you calculate your base armor class as a character again?
Based on your class.
Yeah.
For you, I imagine it is just 10 plus, stats.
Yours would be
10 plus your middle of Constitution, Dexterity, and Wisdom plus your level.
Condex Wiz.
Yeah.
Yep. So if I put that on, so for armor it's a normal +2. And then there's an effect that I roll for, yeah?
Yes. You roll for it when you use it, not now.
Oh, when I use it. Alright,
yes.
Sure.
It lasts only for a battle.
Sure. Sweet.
Okay. And you get to basically tell these guys what to do. Either keep them as a distraction for the ritual, or send them in and make your next combat a bit easier.
We're good. I will take a recovery now, though.
To basically give you an overview of what you have available, I'm going to move these guys to the top of the map here. And of course, you have the first and his brothers, which count as 2 different uses.
And the Winged Nightmare, because, he's a good guy.
Yeah. Actually, let me make separate boxes.
There we go. That was good. So now I guess we're going to go to the yellow area. Yeah?
Yeah, pushing further into the city. Let's do it like this. Right. And you do not wish to call upon any of your friends.
I don't think so. Certainly not for this one.
Is the red area the big?
Yeah,
big one.
It's gonna be the big one I bought.
Do we have 2 charges of reds? Can we use both of them in the red area?
Well, you can either use them while pushing into the red area to make your combat easier, or keep them for the ritual.
Well, we can do like when we go into red area, we can spend one of the red charges we have to just make that battle easier, and then we don't need for the yellow. Probably yellow, probably fine.
Yeah, let's go fight the yellow. Let's see how we feel afterwards.
Okay.
Let's go mess him up.
Yellow area.
By the way, I have to roll a recharge roll. A 6 for my item. Yeah, it's back.
Don't forget your recharge and also recoveries, but that looks like you've taken care of that. As you then push further into the city, I would like a perception check.
Well, is this something that a tracker could be better at doing? Say it's something related to beings being around, hanging around, doing stuff?
Yeah, I think that would fit.
All right. I have a wonderful bonus then. Check my roll here. 29.
29.
Not gonna beat that. So I'm just gonna
36. Okay, not
Jesus.
only does Talia feel the wind and feel that something is wrong, as it turns out, you will not get ambushed. In fact, you'll get a round to prepare yourselves, as there is a number of humanoid figures slowly sneaking into position for an ambush. These figures do not, to Talia's mind and senses, seem like ordinary soldiers, but rather a very strange bunch. She knows there's 4 of them, but that's basically all the information she can glean. You have 1 round to do whatever.
Where are they coming from?
From the south.
So we should probably be in the middle of this thing here. That makes sense. Oh, more room.
Yeah, that's the corpses are still from last combat.
Dead people.
Basically, they're preparing on this ledge here to ambush you as you walk past.
Well.
I
mean, we have a turn to buff and such, so.
If you like, you don't have to.
I only have 1 buff left, and I want to use that on the ritual.
Big one.
Yeah, so
difficult to... You say we've got 1.
I will certainly do something then.
Did you say we've got 1 round? So, like, the full combat will start next.
Yes, you get a buff now. That's what I'm saying.
Awesome.
So I'll tell you what. I'll call in a friend of mine. Expect my daily spell to call upon the Edeling soul in his new form, the fire elemental.
Yay!
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, as Graham looks up, his crown shines as the many little motes that have been floating around him here, close to the sort of the fire node of this desert, sort of coalesce and gather together as he mumbles something like, like I might need you, old friend. And then, like a flare of flame around him, rises this elemental to battle with him.
Okay,
Drag you back.
Are you done then? You will not have much time for conversation.
Yeah, that's mine. I'm going to use invocation.
All right, I'll show you the people who will be ambushing you today then.
It's friends. You wasted your spell.
Attempting to. It's these four.
They have names, guys.
They are named.
Wow.
Venturing party of hell. Think of the loot.
Onwards.
They have magical shit.
They certainly look as if they are well equipped in the magical department. Initiative.
Initiative.
Plebeian initiative they have.
Yes. Anakin.
Jonas? Put down your chips and let's play.
All in. Eventually.
Jonas? Hello?
One day. Is it still going? Looks like it.
I'll roll my terrain stunt, too. There we go.
Yeah, 27. Okay.
I think the first one's always the better one.
Right then. All right. It is then Graham who sees them trying to get in position for ambush.
Can you describe each of these people for me?
Yes. On the very left, for a humanoid, rather hulking figure, not wearing any armor, but a pair of ragged leather pants, bulging muscles, and just generally a behemoth for humanoid standards. Next to him, as a contrast, a horned woman with long flowing hair, clad in a rather fine black robe, running along her lithe figure. She does seem to be grasping a wand of some sort, although it seems mostly like a gnarled twig rather. To her, someone dressed similarly, although her clothing a bit more extravagant, with colors, orange and red robes, wearing or wielding nothing at all. And next to her, hunched over as if trying to hide, in leather armor, wielding two rather large daggers / swords, curved with many pointy bits and hooks attached to it. This woman, who sees you spot her and seems to immediately want to run pretty much away from the group, to perhaps eyeing Enrican and Talia.
They're certainly all very red, but let's hope they're not all immune to fire, shall we? Because that's kind of my deal. So,
I presume some of them will be resistant.
He will begin spewing out, like gathering the heat power of the close by elemental node and gathering the flame inside of him, calling out the fire that rests in the heart of this island, and he will spew out of his mouth large amounts of flame. In fact, flame that originates from this very place, the jewel flames. And he will target 3 people. He'll target
First of all,
3 people.
Stop. Before you do that, is that a spell?
Yeah, it's a spell.
Then Graham will feel the magic as he summons it twist a little bit, as this woman, Natrissa, uses her special ability, Spell Twister. Anytime a spell is cast nearby her, she may just be the one who decides what it hits. In this case, she does not manage to wrest away the magic out of Graham's personage more. But she could. She could perhaps even turn the spell to fire back at your companions, although that's slightly more difficult for her.
She's a bit of a bitch then. That's what you're telling me. So she gets the first target of this, of course.
Okay.
As I said, her and then that way around. So 26 versus PD.
26 does hit her.
All right, 75 damage and 5 ongoing fire damage for the heart save. And then Navari, well, I will get the same attack for same damage, I imagine. 19.
That's a miss.
Well, then nothing. Then the last one over there. 30.
That does hit.
75 damage and 5 ongoing for a heart save. If you please, by the way, because there's a special effect to the spell. I can now, for the rest of the battle, use a quick action to increase this ongoing damage by 5 for each target that hasn't saved. Meaning, could we make them like a red aura so I know, like these are the people who still have this ongoing damage? Very helpful. Those two. All right. Then, as a quick action, I can do my fire breath, and let's put it on that woman there. You know, why not? Let's give her some extra fire. She seemed to enjoy that a whole lot. 29 versus PD.
Against who?
Her.
Okay, yeah, that is not a spell.
Breathing fire on her. That's what that is.
Sure are. And hit her.
Okay, 43 fire damage. And I'll choose my effect there. I'll choose to increase the... is there a reason to do that? No, I'll put a new... no, actually, it's a heart save. Let's just increase that ongoing fire damage by my level. To 14 instead of 5. Because now I can begin increasing it all the time, which is great. All right, that's him. Then we have the fire elemental. Move down here, I think. And we'll target her as well. Why not? She's a bit of a bad person. And it has its power here. Of course, I haven't written down how much it actually has to hit. So I will just have to check that for a second. Because I need to know. It's to hit bonus. These druidic summon spells are not nice enough to keep that in the actual spell description. They just refer to the monster place. There we go. Well, isn't it actually in the spell? When I think of it. Oh, it's not. It should be. Yeah, he has a 14 bonus. So he'll use the elemental wildfire attack for 28 on Natrissa.
Okay, is that the attack he gets to use? Isn't that the one he gets after his transformation?
Oh, that might be. You're incredibly right. Yeah, it is. He'll just move to engage then.
Okay, it's the Hulk's turn then, Xatis. As he will give one derisive look to this fire elemental, and then charge Graham.
It's kind of expected.
As he will swing his bare arms, his claws, basically, trying to dig into Graham here. 31.
That hit.
That is a 17. You lose a recovery, and I would like you to tell me the average that it would heal. Actually, it doesn't matter in this case, but for the future, it looks like he can basically rip out your endurance and use it for himself. Second attack, 23, that is a miss. So 40 damage.
Yeah, I took it. Also allows my friends to attack him with spells without having to go close to that woman. She was sort of what I
hoped. If you can damage him, Talia, I might have a solution to the problem. I'm not sure. Alright, sure. Also works. I might be able to do what I want to do anyway.
If you're gonna haste someone, hasty Brandor, he'd get another use of it than I would, due to him being having his turn now. Basically. He also does more damage than I do.
Okay, Rondor's fast.
Very nice.
Gains an additional turn. And he gets to roll whenever the escalation dice even to get a 16 plus to get an extra one.
Okay. Enrican.
Alright. I can move here. Is Xarthus at 320 hit points or lower?
No.
Okay.
Damn.
Then that is problematic.
With that and 2 healing attacks every turn, we need him out.
Well. Well, in that case, I mean, I could hit him with something else, but
why, some summons or something to throw in here? I don't know.
I do. Let's do that, I suppose. Rise! Skeletons!
Oh, these guys.
Yep.
You put them over here, maybe, and then kill that lady quickly?
I mean, I can.
Because I think those guys have like a good attack people who are lower initiative than you ability, right? Which javelins they have?
They do have barbed javelins, yes.
I guess it still works for their swords, technically. So, right?
Let's see what the black sword has. The ward deals, yeah, it does. So they can be here and just rush in and
stab her
like
stab 3 times.
Yeah, basically. Sure, they will do that. They will pop down here and eat her, going this this route.
All right, pile on.
Pile on indeed, as they will try to stab her with the black swords. First attack.
That misses.
Second attack.
That hits.
Okay. And that one misses. Okay, so that is, let's see, is there a natural 16 plus? Nope. And
an extra d10.
An extra d10. For another 4 damage. So she takes 32 physical damage.
Okay. She has taken that.
Cast spells, lady, please.
Anything else?
That is it. This HP looks a bit low. I need to check their stats.
Oh yeah.
But go on.
Well, she's in a bit of trouble here. She's not very good against multiple targets, but this Graham fella seems to be. So she would like that. She will try to rip away Graham's racial power. Which
right.
she...
So that's a spell, right? So, ranged spell?
It is not a ranged spell, it's a special ability.
Oh. Where'd you get around the rules, lady?
It's basically a close quarters buff.
Oh, still.
That's an effect she just has. She can't use it right now, but she can use it next turn when the escalation die is odd. So that is a quick action. With her remaining 2 actions, she would like to get away. with a d20 minus 3. 3? Yeah. And she succeeds.
All right.
She'll move over here. And she will attack Enrican. Will she attack Enrican? Yeah, she will. She will attack Enrican by throwing tortured screams at him that only he can hear. The attack is so powerful that she has to leech some health from an ally, which will be Xartis, who loses 28 hit points.
Can't torture Anakin with screams. Come on, that's what he hears daily here. Like,
yeah, as it turns out, Enrican only hears some of the screams, which is still 40 points of damage.
Randa, could you end that girl?
It is Hirando's turn.
I could, or I could tie up these two before this one vanishes.
No, kill the spellcaster.
Yeah, we need her gone.
Okay.
We need to focus fire. A good smite and smack her. You have two actions after all. And a breath potentially.
Yeah, sure. I will go down here.
That whole make spells hit your allies thing is too mean.
Yeah, well.
To allow for that.
Alright, my first attack will be Smite Evil.
That is a miss.
Hang on, let me check. Let me just check the writing on something. Okay. Alright, yeah, no, I'm fine with it. I'm going to use my claws. Specifically, those.
Okay.
To get a reroll with a +4.
Okay, same damage, 94.
So 24. Alright.
24, that misses too.
That's unfortunate. Alright. Other attack will be a power attack then.
Well, you still took half for that.
Yep.
Yes. It's 47.
Wow, why am I rolling so poorly right now?
You're above average rolls, technically.
I am, yeah, technically.
They just have a shit ton of AC.
Well,
a miss.
My Smite Evils were 7s. That was average. Alright.
Mr. Spellcaster,
you had your
vengeance.
Roll, huh? You had your vengeance thing running, didn't you?
Vengeance thing running, yes.
Did you include the misdamage there? Because I didn't. How much extra misdamage?
There is 18 extra misdamage. So
per attack.
So that's 55 plus the.
So another 36.
47. 138 in total. Not bad for misses.
Did she take her ongoing damage, by the way?
She did, yes. Okay. She didn't save though. I should probably do that.
Yeah,
nope. Alright. As my quick action then, let's just actually it's area effect. I'm not gonna kill her with. Does she look really hurt?
She looks really hurt.
Okay, alright.
Not definitely range hurt, but hurt.
But like close to it? Like sort of close to it?
Relatively. She's staggered.
Because I could either hit her with a cold breath or try and hit the other two with a cold breath. I'll just put it on her. Fuck it. Probably miss.
That is a miss.
Yeah, it doesn't have miss damage. Alright. It is my turn. I believe I have to roll a d20. For my haste.
Yes. I think. Next turn. You have to roll a d20.
Okay.
Her magical redirection is technically not a spell.
It's a magical effect, though, right?
It's a magical effect, yes. Yes, I would say it includes that. All right, Navari will move slightly forward And she will hit. First of all, Xartis. She will speak strange words, wave her hands about, and then shoot a blast of purple energy straight at Xartis, who seems to scream slightly at the pain of it, but also like it a lot, as she gives him the Master's Blessing, turning him into a beacon for the Masters. He will continuously take damage at the start of his turn, but everyone around him gets bonuses. I'll give him an orange halo. She may now add the escalation die to her attacks, but there's no escalation die, so she'll just attack Irandor with a Spear of Hate. 22, which is a miss. Mm-hmm. As it turns out, her allies will still get the bonus to attack you, but you take no damage.
Wonderful.
As Poetry over here will rush over, engaging Hirandor, and try to stab him with her daggers. Both of them at once. 32.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, you take 40 physical and 40 fire damage. 2
separate damages?
Yes. If it doesn't matter, it's just 80 damage.
It sort of does, but...
It is 2 separate instances, yeah. She uses 2 daggers, but she uses them in 1 attack.
Well, okay, so it's going to be a question of how you rule this then. Heavy Warrior says, when you are hit by an attack, that targets AC.
Okay, it is an attack that would do 80 damage total, so you could halve that.
I will gladly halve that with my Heavy Warrior. So I will just take the 40 damage.
Okay. Escalation die goes up by 1. Graham.
Alright, well... I have to ask you, do you think my elemental forms are spells?
Your elemental forms?
Mm-hmm.
Could you give me an example? Just press the macro. No.
Well, then I think this one might best well be the one I activate then. As Graham's scales will harden and grow stronger. And so will his claws. To get a +1 to hit and 2 expanded crit range, which puts his crit at 17. I could attack this dude. Do I want to attack this dude? I mean, I'm sort of just being a sponge for him right now, but I guess I have some good AC right now, so maybe that's not too bad. What do you guys think?
I think
he keeps healing.
The alternative would be to walk over and smash the lady. If you can pop free of this dude,
I'm going to quick action increase the ongoing fire damage in both those persons. By the way, I don't know if the Poetry took it, but she's supposed to.
She did not. She should also try to save and fails.
But now they have 5 more each.
I think if you can pop free and just go over and murder Natrissa, that'd be pretty good.
He's gonna go for you guys.
Yeah. No, I think that's fine. We've got Talia and you next round to hit her.
Sure.
So I don't think if anyone's going to be good with him,
then I will try to smack him with my claw here. I have an extra
because at least Graham's got a decent chance of not being hit by this guy and ergo healing him.
Oh.
Wow,
that hits. He does look like he enjoys getting hit.
It's not the best of damage. I don't have anything that can go on it. I need 18s for my cool stuff to happen. But I'll take it. With that and the increased ongoing damage, I have my Fire Elemental, who will go and try to smack this one about with his whipping flames. Look at that.
Is a hit.
45 damage and 20 ongoing fire damage.
Ooh. Ongoing. My label is getting really long. Okay, anything else?
No, I think that's Graham.
Well, he throws a slightly worried glance to Natrissa before trying to smash into Graham a little bit more. 28 is a miss. 21 is a miss.
Yep, that's good.
He'll try to disengage them because this target is boring. 10 is a success?
Nope.
No? 11 plus.
It's half.
11 plus.
Talia.
Wish you can. Well, I guess you have a backup for that, but still. I mean,
you got pretty high MD.
I'm thinking that Enriken could try to delay after her because she is going to take at least 39 ongoing damage.
No.
And then maybe you could suck her life out of her.
It's too risky.
Alright, well then destroy her.
She just needs to die. I mean, is she death knellable ship?
No.
Alright. I think she needs to die. I mean, Talia. I guess Talia could delay until after Enriken and see if Enriken can just kill her, but maybe use her spells for something more useful.
I don't know what she's got.
I don't know either.
We don't want to buff them because we buff them.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. We want to kill her.
Okay.
Talia can delay until after the Necromancer.
Enriken.
All right. Well, in that case, Enriken will try to kill her by using the Chant of Endings.
Good choice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, she'll try to redirect that, although that's going to be very difficult for her. 28, which is not a 16 plus. So even though she barely manages to get a hold of the spell still goes for the nearby enemy to Enriken with the lowest hit points, which is herself.
Yeah.
She dies.
All right. She melts away. Just become ash and skeleton fall down. Wonderful.
Beautiful fire damage.
Yes. Yeah, well,
I think it did its job.
It did.
Yeah.
With that, we are going to use my quick action to give the skeletons escalation.
You want to pile on them?
Yep, and I'm going to pile on them here. Clonk.
Nice.
Get on the other spellcaster. That I am a lower initiative
the
of.
Cleric of the party, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. And we are going to stab her with the black swords. First attack, there should be a +1, so 26.
That hits.
All right. Another 26 and a 20.
20 misses. The other two hit.
Roll 2d10. Another 8. So it'll be 28, 40, 50. No, wait.
64, right?
64.
Okay. Well, the skeletons will very quickly find out that it is very difficult to damage her, as she has a special thing. She is chosen by her masters. She has resist damage 16 against anything that she has not attacked yet.
Okay.
So she will take how much was it?
64.
64.
Oh, it becomes 32.
32. Yeah, for the record, she has attacked Hirandor, so that ability does. Actually, she has not damaged Hirandor.
What does the cloaking mean for poetry?
That is something that happens only when she hits someone. I can roll her attack again.
Oh, she did hit. I'm sorry.
On a natural roll, she becomes cloaked. What that means is written here. She automatically succeeds on all disengage checks and gets bonuses to defenses, as well as the ability to teleport if she wishes. This cloaking drops whenever she attacks, or when she gets hit by an MD attack.
Okay. Right.
Actually, the cloaking only drops if she misses with a natural odd attack roll. Otherwise, it stays.
Or she drops it to teleport.
Or she drops it, yes.
Oh, wonderful.
Skeletons. Talia then.
Time to kill them all.
Mr. Regen.
Mr. Regen as in Regen Hell.
Sothis. He's taking fire damage too, I understood, from that beacon thing.
God, I got really quiet all of a sudden. Level 7 Acid Arrow versus PD. Yeah, he doesn't have the macro for it, does he?
26 versus PD does hit. He seems incredibly easy to hit, almost as if he wants to get hit.
Interesting.
For 90 points of damage.
And 25 ongoing.
Alright, he should take another 10. I forgot. Alright. Anything else?
I'm pretty good. Cool.
Okay. Oops. Oh, she's dead. Never mind. Hirondo.
I'm pretty good because I'm going to quick action rally for 63 heals. And then I think I should hit poetry as hard as I can muster.
All right.
30.
That is a hit.
For 112 damage.
You immediately stagger her.
Wonderful. I don't think I have anything to just nudge that up a little bit more. I'm just kind of a
big
punch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just hit really hard.
Haste?
Yeah, I needed to roll to see if I got that, actually.
Alright, roll for it.
It's only when it's even.
Right. True.
Only
true.
on even, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that is me then.
Okay. Avari's turn. She will then call over to Hirando's direction, or specifically to poetry, something that you can, in fact, understand. As she says, "Shall we retreat and try again? It seems we need a different tactics against these." Poetry answers, No, not yet, not yet. The masters would punish us." As she shrugs, tries to disengage. Succeeds. She'll move over here. And she will attack Enrican. With a 31 against PD.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Okay. Never mind that, because the purple ethereal spear that forms in her hand is just dispelled by Talia.
More like Talia shoots a blade of light that like shatters the spear of purple hate.
Yeah.
Gives her the side eye. No one hurts her, horrible necromancer.
Right.
It's her horrible necromancer.
If he knows one thing, it's damn magic. Talia loves magic. Not from these people.
She will try to disengage. Fails.
Aw, no one ever gets above 11
And
but below a
will
15.
Attempt to hit Hirando. 25. That is a miss. Is that an even miss? That is an even miss. So she will finally be cloaked as purple shadows engulf her. I will give her like a fuchsia halo. Just have to remember the ongoing. 20 damage, 20 ongoing.
20 damage, 20 ongoing. Sure.
Stab.
Right. The cloak that engulfs her would have let her get away easily, but she's already used to move. She will then take the 10 ongoing, which will exactly counter with the temporary shielding she gets from Zartis' beacon. So I won't have to damage her. She will try to save regardless. And succeeds.
Yeah, we really should focus fire, because they keep getting more hit points every turn.
Escalation die goes to 2. Graham.
Well, I'm a this guy, and he seems to be loving this hurt that I'm putting on him, so there's no reason to not do more. Now, it is the second here, and I think that he's standing on sand as well. So, could I possibly, just all this fire I've been summoning, being close to the fire node and such, some of this sand here, I'll breathe down on it, basically, melting it into a superheated sort of explosion of sand that sprays everywhere. Forcing this guy to be dazed as he's sort of forced to, get burning sand in his eyes. His body's not covered. He's not unarmed. It burns him, though it might not do damage to him. It certainly is enough to distract him somewhat.
Dazed until the end of his turn.
Yeah.
Sure.
That terrain stud there. His control of the elements as it represents.
Cover him with hot sand, melting sand even.
Yeah, I'll increase the fire damage on cloaked there. Poetry over there. 5. She can have her 15. Oh, did she save?
She saved, yeah.
Oh well, I guess that's gone then. I'll smack at this guy. Might as well give my fire elemental the escalation die. At that point, I have 20 bonus now. Come on, good roll. Well, it's not that good of a roll, but I'll take it.
That is a hit. He seems.
Can I invoke a storm on it? I can.
Very easy hit.
Alright, I'll invoke the storm, which will then zap Navari over there to deal her 5 lightning damage.
Okay.
Pew pew.
Alright. As Xartis.
And, no, Fire Elemental has to too.
Oh yeah, Fire Elemental,
he'll move in to join, as in old days. And he has an escalation die now, so he will try to use his Elemental Wildfire to do some damage. Well, that probably won't do it. It's a 1.
That is a miss.
See, guys, he doesn't have recoveries, so,
That is true.
He can't heal. So,
Alright.
Well, protect that thing.
Now that Xartis is bloody and the heat of combat quite literally is next to him, he shows his jagged teeth and attacks with renewed vigor, as he loves the Rage of Pain. He has resist physical 11+, and rolls 2d20, taking the better result. While he is staggered, he will attack Graham once, and then the Fire Elemental. 33.
It's.
That is not a 16. Actually, that is a 16+, because he rolled a 19. Really? That doesn't make sense. How is 19 plus 14 33? Is that really true? Am I being stupid?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, okay. That looks strange to me.
Getting late, clearly.
And how much would an average of Graham's recoveries be worth?
Well, 9 times 5 plus 15. So we're looking at 65, something like that.
60. So he will heal for 60.
Making kill him. Okay?
Making him unstaggered, which is very sad. Actually, never mind. That attack would have missed because he's dazed.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Okay, well, he will try again. He's still bloodied, which makes him happy.
So Fire Elemental's turn now?
It will attack the Fire Elemental. Yes, 41.
That will hit.
Wow, yeah.
Is it a natural odd or even?
Actually, that is. I'm stupid. Let me reroll that because he rolled a D9, a D29 instead of a D20.
Oh.
A 30.
Odd or even?
That's an even.
Okay.
Wouldn't that be a miss?
What?
On the elemental?
He's dazed, but that's not enough to stop
30.
hitting the elemental.
Okay.
It has only 24. So it does get 40 damage.
Yeah.
Not enough to stagger it. But...
He will take 20 hit points worth of damage from the beacon that he is powering, as well as 25 from the fire. From the acid, even. That he'll try to save against. Unsuccessfully. Will then be Enriken's turn.
Guys.
Well, I can probably take him out.
I mean, Chant of Endings is good here because it automatically targets whoever is the weakest. And it's like MD too, so.
Elemental ongoing damage?
He rolled a 1, the elemental. So no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Elemental missed.
Well, Chant of Endings. Who would that be targeting?
Lowest hit points would be Poetry.
That's fine. You can out uncloak her with mental damage.
Yeah, I fucked her up.
Sure.
Whoever dies is good.
Yeah, I'm down to
I'll get another turn to beat at this guy if nothing else. So
28 MD.
It's crazy damage.
That hits, yes.
It's really powerful.
And
all right.
Brings her to deathline range.
Well,
suck it.
Enough. I will take that hit points. Healing 34.
Let's send those guys to help me.
Yeah, sure.
They can't heal either, so you can't suck their life out of them because they don't have any. Stab at him.
They will do less damage against him than Priest Lady, although she's resisting them.
She's resisting, so they don't do half at her. I think this is still worth it.
We'll slash this dude. First attack. 34.
That hits.
Is that 20? Nope.
No, 19.
Alright. 24?
Yes.
22?
No.
Alright. So that's another 40, 56 damage on him.
56. Stab.
56. He enjoys it thoroughly.
Good thing for him. There's more where that came from.
There is. Enriken is done.
Right, Talia.
Actually, he'll move over here because fuck her.
I'm feeling Navari is going to want to teleport away and fight us again, so...
Maybe.
If you want to kill this dude, that'd be good.
Well, I'm not going to be able to get down to him.
No, you'll engage her because you'll have a much harder time leaving.
I don't think she can teleport.
Well, she asked if they want to leave, but get on her, man. Stun look her with denial. You could do that.
Stun look her. Oh yeah, that'd be good. Plus, I don't think I'd be able to fit into attack Zarth.
Yeah, I think that'll work.
Yeah, that hits. Woo. 73 damage, and she is hampered.
You can't do it. Talia's like magic. I'll show you magic.
Decent damage too. Everything considered.
It's really good for what the spell does. It's like good chunk of damage and then just hampered.
4 targets though.
4 targets, yeah, it's just fucking it's so brutal.
It's a waste against
this. Real kicker is that one. Real kicker.
Okay. Wait, you haven't damaged her yet, have you?
Yeah.
That was a 16
stabbed
plus.
by all the skeleton.
Yeah, she got stabbed to shit.
No, I mean, she hasn't damaged Talia, but that doesn't matter because it was an 18.
Yeah.
Randor.
Right. I'll
roll your die for your extra action for haste.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, +2. 9.
No.
Okay, I am going to try and just rip her apart. I don't have any of my big heavy hitters because I've only got 3 per battle. But I can still hit pretty hard on my flexibles. 29 for 55.
29 hits.
What is that? That's a natural odd. Do I have anything for a natural odd? Let me consult the list. It doesn't look like it, apart from one thing, which I will pop just because I can.
No reason not to.
Yeah. And that'll be my turn.
Okay. Well, as soon as her magic was locked away by Talia, her cold, calculated sort of expression of hatred turned to one into panic, pretty much.
Good.
She'll first of all try to get away from me. I don't know, which she does not succeed. I don't have a melee attack for her, so she'll try to leave again.
She takes 18 points of damage now.
Okay, well, she'll take that, I guess. And that will be her turn. She does get some protection from the beacon still running on Xarthus, which absorbs most of that damage, but she's in a bad spot. Escalation die goes to 3.
I love how she hurts herself just trying to get away.
And with the escalation die going to 3, Xarthus finally truly enjoys the heat of combat here, as he will cause fear like a monster of the same level, which in this case means I didn't write that down. Go me. I believe it will affect the fire elemental and all the skeletons.
The skeletons can feel fear, I guess. They're undead, mindless.
If it doesn't specifically say that they can't fear, then they can. See, monster of the same level, 96 hit points.
Well, regardless.
Yes, Graham.
That gives them like a what, minus something?
Basically, no escalation die, and they are dazed.
Oh, okay, well, I'll try to smack him about a little bit, see if we can do that. Well, got a decent bonus to hit.
That is a hit. 67.
Physical damage there. And Elemental, I'll try to burn him. I can't escalation die now, but well, you never know. Put the -4 in there.
17 is a miss.
Well, 20 ongoing.
So much more.
Plus 18 damage. Because of my invocation.
Yeah, on a miss.
Oh yeah, that's true. As he burns his unarmored flesh, sizzling away as he laughs. And will slice at Graham. He's no longer dazed. Will double slice at Graham. For a 28, which is a miss. And a 28, which is a miss.
Wonderful. Take your ongoing and be happy with it.
He also takes, first of all, 30 ongoing from being the target of the beacon, and then he takes 45 from the fire and acid, dropping him dead.
And everyone can stop being dazed.
Fire everything!
It's then Enriken's turn.
Alright, well, we are going to pop over here and death knell the lady. Or Chant of Endings, the lady.
Yeah, she's not quite in death knell range.
We'll see about that.
That hits.
86 damage.
She is still not in death knell range.
Well,
she's definitely staggered, right?
She's definitely staggered.
The escalation on the black skeletons then, who will trundle over. Wobble, wobble, and try to stab her. Quite horrifically. 1, 2, 3. It's a +3 on all of these. So I guess one hit.
34 hits, yes.
Yep, 28 damage plus a d10. 1d10 for another 9.
It's worth noting that natural even misses also does 10 damage.
Oh, that's true.
So one of those would do 10 damage.
Oh, if it does miss damage, then it also gets... Oh, actually, does it need level? Let me check.
So 37 plus 10 is 47.
47.
No, it gets an extra... The one that missed gets my level of miss damage.
So another
that's a good combo, technically.
18.
So,
I mean, shitty dudes just miss constantly, and then
I mean, this is
how
how
Sargath, invoke that, and then like have 10 million stupid archers.
This is how we have taken
dies.
a lot of damage in the past. Minions just missing us constantly and just killing us anyway.
So an extra 18 on top.
Yes.
Yeah.
For 65. That is exactly as much as if he had hit. Well, she's certainly in death range now.
Sadly.
Alas. Talia?
She whimpers in panic. Talia.
No mercy to demons.
I presume Talia just... Yeah.
She is dead. Describe how you kill her, DS.
With a spirit of the righteous.
I will be right back while he types.
All right, yeah, let me lend DDS the mic here. Cool, blimey! I'll shoot her in the head, I did.
Or did, or did.
Is over.
It's like DDS is here in the room.
Well, that went
recovery.
Interestingly.
Get that hit point back up there. Recharges? No recharges.
Okay. Do I want to? I do.
While you guys wait to continue on to the red one, I'm just gonna be right back in my bathroom.
Alright, heal.
Because that question is inevitably going to come up. Yes, these guys were equipped, and they do have things.
Yay, things.
Alright. Give us a list.
Note.
I'm interested about Zarthus, honestly. Reaching power? I really like the sound of that.
That is not something that comes from his equipment. What he does have is a horned helm in addition to his own horns, which is the Helm of Terror.
Okay.
The escalation die is 3 or higher. You cause fear like a monster of the same level, as well as allies are immune to fear.
What would our fear be at this level?
At level 9, it would be 60 hit points and below.
Oh. Whatever. I don't give a shit about that. We'll use it as a component for a spell.
Toss it
Natrissa had something she wasn't able to use, which is the Cloak of Misdirection.
That might be pretty good for me. Because I'm constantly in combat.
Worth noting that all of these items are epic tier.
Yeah.
How do we put a cloak in here? No.
Majestically, that's how.
Is it just a little scarf?
Poetry had
well, it gets bigger and larger.
That wasn't very useful for her in this situation. A Girdle of Deceit.
Yeah.
When wearing this, people keep mistaking you for somebody else.
Yeah.
Usually it's the person who they were expecting who most resembles you.
That's interesting.
You were expecting some sort of demon, so it looked like a demon.
Yeah, basically.
Alright.
As for Navari, she had a scroll possessing untold magical powers, revealing secrets for those who dare to read it.
Oh.
Get secret of that god. I'm wearing the girdle. Mistake someone else. Yeah. Girdle's like a belt, right?
Yes.
I don't have a belt, but I don't know who the hell people could mistake me for.
I would like that scroll. That scroll sounds fun.
Yeah. It might overlap somewhat with your already existing backgrounds, but
Yeah.
If there is someone who would grab the Scroll of Darkness, it'd probably be Enrikin. Or Talia, arguably, but...
I would love
the Scroll of Darkness.
Oh, I'm gonna roll.
This background will, among whatever use you can think of that fits the name, might also be relevant to finding out information about a number of things that are relevant to the situation. Specifically, the whole invasion thing going on and other weird things. So it sounds generic, but it's very specific. That's what I'm saying. It's not just any dark gods, it's specific dark gods.
The ones.
The ones, yeah.
So, I don't think I'm going to put claim to any of these, except I might suggest that Hirandor, if he doesn't have a helmet, would get that Helmet of Terror.
I do have a helmet.
Okay. It's a good terror helmet, though.
Yeah, the helmet means that if an enemy misses me when they're targeting AC or PD, they fumble instead of doing bad stuffs to me. So it's pretty good for minions.
You're gonna do the Charlie disenchant them and snort the dust.
Does the belt give any bonuses? Like
gives the default bonuses.
So
recoveries.
Right. I could use that if no one needs the belt.
You have your potion belt, right?
I do. It's a +1 though. So I mean, if this is a +3, it might be worth it. I don't know.
People will constantly mistake you for Erasmus.
That's bad.
He's like, you die, Erasmus.
Yeah, maybe that's not good. Maybe that's true. Maybe I shouldn't do that.
Does anyone not have a helmet?
No. I think I have a diadem. I think that's a helmet.
Yeah, that's true. Talia doesn't have one.
Well,
Talia should have it.
Let's stick that terror helmet on Talia.
Terror helmet on Talia.
Because that causing fear thing is very good. We're all the same level, and we're generally nearby each other. So.
Oh, that would be
What hell?
I think that's a good idea.
She'll get even better in mental defense, I suppose.
Yeah, it'll go up to 29. I would really like the cloak, just for the extra PD and
misdirection.
I tend to be right in the middle of them. Do you want it?
No, I'm good generally. You guys take it.
Yeah. Anyone disagree? 'Cause I would like to take it. Going once.
Going twice. Get with 2 or more enemies. That happens a lot for you.
Oh, it happens all the time for me.
All right, and then the belt. I want to constantly. I mean, really don't want to be constantly mistaken for people. Honestly,
that's the thing. I reckon we should just use that as a spell component. Fuck it. Talia can smoke. Can snort it or something.
Yeah. Toss it into a ritual to make it more powerful.
What project is it, Talia?
Tell us about this project.
Since you're going to be using the party's epic magic items for it, I feel like we deserve some understanding of what's going on there.
Yeah, I think so.
+2.
Safeguard against foolish people turning against us. So you're saying it's going to be used to hurt Matrix. Is that what you're saying?
So you're saying it's made to hurt Enrikin. Is that what you're saying?
I was just going to say yes. You're like, oh, well.
There you go. My stats look pretty good.
Well, I'm not a foolish human. I am a person, but I'm not turning against us, so. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a need for it. I don't wear belts. I'm a dragon.
Well, I wear a belt, but it's for flying, so.
I mean, I could take it. I would only get benefits from it, technically. It just seems weird that people would mistake me for people.
It's like, you are that...
You're that other gold dragon full of vines and elemental magic.
Yes.
I'll take the girdle of deceit, then.
You can always take it off when you go to visit people.
I mean, you bond with it. Something. It's like, hey, what's up? I'm your new owner. How's you?
It's gonna be very, very bad when you have to make your big speech in the forest. It's like, who's this again?
let's mistake before you Randor. It's basically a body double at this point.
Yeah, once you've assigned the items, I will whisper you the quirks.
Kill your friends. Oh god.
Activate
Activate immediately. Cursed stupid fucking belt. You are now this other person.
The fear aura is 60 hit points.
Right now, at least.
That's not that much, but it's something. It'll let us know when people pass 60 hit points.
It's true. What's death now? Like 34 something?
25.
25?
Okay, who got what?
I get the girdle.
I get the scroll.
Talia got the helm? Okay.
Everyone got something. Look at that. That's how nice it works out. Almost like
Of course, as usual, these quirks you can either decide to play out, although you will be forced to play out if you ever surpass your magic item level. Magic item limit.
If I have 9 magic items.
If I ever do that, I'm gonna explode with all these quirks.
Oh yeah.
That's the idea.
I'm quite close to mine, actually.
It's an epic tier belt, yeah?
With this, I've got 8. It's
epic tier, yes.
Okay, so I get +3 recoveries.
Yeah, I'm bonded to 8 right now.
Damn. One's highballing all the magic items.
So when that happens, I'm going to have a fear of mice, rats, and rodent.
Because his stats were so awful that we had to like load him up with magic.
I'll become a sleep flyer. I'll become obsessive with accomplishments.
I will become
fraudulent.
Nice and will not do anything bad.
Low impulse control.
Again, all recoveries.
Easily moved to dancing with rhythmic music. Stubborn and fastidious with
Alright, that's actually not bad at all, technically, compared to what it could have been.
Oh yeah, I think this quirk from the cloak fits you perfectly.
Yeah?
Oh, I'm already doing this sheep. I don't see the problem.
Speak in dark incantations and kill the world.
Pretty good.
Plot to destroy everything.
I mean, honestly, swap around the helm and the girdle, and the quirks would describe your characters perfectly. It's hilarious.
I feel an intense need to study both arcane and divine magic.
I must.
Okay, onwards to the last battle. Right?
I mean, yeah. I've seen bits.
Probably not today, unless you want to go significantly over time.
No.
Significantly?
Yes.
I can't.
Okay.
Man.
Like half an hour past midnight minimum.
So, alright, sure.
You do get an incremental advance.
Oh my god, I'm gonna be so happy about this. Just like...
What to take?
I'm taking hit points because just like look at this shit when I...
Mine's up pretty good. So is it feet though.
When I get this... 296 hit points.
I'm gonna forget to think about it.
Is this our second incremental advance?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's see.
I get all the hell. Hear me, mortal. All right. Well, if that's session, I should probably go to sleep because I've not slept very much for these last few days.
All right.
It was Wednesday session. I had work after 4 hours of sleep, and then yesterday I stayed up quite late playing with Manikai and had to wake up at 4 o'clock for work. So
I'll take my hit points.
I've not slept much.
What's my maximum possible right now?
290. 288. Yeah.
I'm thinking hit points.
Hit point bros.
Nope, I'm 296.
I am also taking my hit points because I need all the help I can get.
Yeah, you do.
11 recoveries, 288. I'll take it. Well, can't be Randall, of course, but
Well, about 12 recoveries. 196.
So I mean, I would have. I would add. Okay. So, oof. That's a lot of hit points all of a sudden.
How many hit points do you have?
I mean,
600.
2,000. I mean, it's not much for you. It's much for me.
No, that's what I'm asking. I don't know how much is for you.
I would get 24 extra hit points.
All right, so that's.
You know what you just did there? Halldamir is the hit point version of like kneeling down to a child's level. Oh, well, that's nice. I mean, you know, it's above 200. So.
Fuck all of you people.
No, it's 168.
8, yeah.
168. So that means Anrikin's never going to get above 200.
No.
Never.
It certainly is not. That was never going to happen with Anrikin. He's a necromancer. If I have a positive con score, I get minuses to my spells.
Yeah.
You know, if Graham has like -8 or something to casting necromancer spells.
If you didn't take that, I would have had I would have had more than double your health, which is like 100, more than 140.
So what have you guys saved up for the last fight?
Pretty heavy stuff.
I got two aspects I'm going to activate.
I've saved one of my smites.
I have Ruin Swarm. I have Circle of Death. Both made to obliterate lots of things. I have a Ghost Form, which I'm going to pop. The Rotting Curse. Disintegrate. And Finger of Death. On the Red Reaper. I haven't used too many things, actually. I have most of my things intact.
Yeah, well, I have a few good of these abilities that I have on me.
I used one smite from when we arrived in Respite. I've used one smite. One once a day smite. That's
We're going to do my aspect of Slow Flame and the aspect of the Firestorm to do some more.
Overcome resistance. Wow. That sounds like it's going to be useful.
Basically, round 1 Ghost Form, round 2 Rune Swarm, and then I move in to start do the ritual. I don't know if I'm going to be part of the battle as such, or how we're going to play that, but I think...
I also have a summoning left. Some
the battle to get into the center of the city and to gain access to do the ritual in the first place will be separate from the actual ritual.
Okay.
Will there be a battle related to
two battles going?
If there are, which is not guaranteed but likely, then Enrican will not be part of those. Unless he wants to stop the ritual and start again.
No, he doesn't.
Enrican blow everything you have on that one.
Yeah.
On the next one?
Yeah, on the next one.
Sure, I can.
Because it's next one and then it's.
And then the ritual.
Yeah.
Is that a chip? Next one, then ritual.
Yes.
Okay. Sure, I can bring up the guns.
I think we'll save all these people, is my point, for the ritual, right? 4 distractions, that should make that.
I think 4 distractions. That's a lot of distractions.
That's the most we can get for the final ritual.
I mean, yeah, that's. Although we might want to spend a red on the next one to just make the next one battle. It's a red battle. That's a. It's pretty tough.
But we've got so much resources.
We can blow everything.
Yeah, we can blow everything. Absolutely everything.
No, you can't, because you need to hold things off at the ritual.
Yeah, but we get all the help there.
I guess.
Yeah, we get all of the help. It'll be great.
That's the original plan. Certainly what I managed to go with.
And I literally will use one cooldown. One thing that I won't be able to use until we have a full rest. So
I'll blow all my aspects.
That's all I can do.
That's what I have.
Just get something to 320 hit points or lower, and I can end it, like we did with haughty red dragon who thought it was cool.
I'll do my best. Yeah, but with all those, maybe we can even not have a battle.
Maybe. I also have a teleportation spell saved up in case we need to get out very quickly.
Narratively beat up stragglers and whatnot.
Because they're like, no, you need to pay us. We're like, well, teleport out, see ya, poof.
I mean, we don't pay them, right? The fist guy, What did we do with him?
I didn't promise anyone anything, honestly.
And then we have the other ones, which are also paid for by connections. And then we have one that's paid for by promises. But after this thing is taken care of, these guys will leave, right?
I mean, I don't.
The Gnolls, we already dealt with them by having a battle. So.
I mean,
basically the promise you made to Uruk and his people is that you will level the city.
Yeah.
If you do that, they're good.
I will level the city. Don't worry.
That's sort of the only thing we have that we have to actually do. Yeah. For that.
Part of this ritual is gonna eradicate the city. There's not gonna be anything left here.
And then we will do that, and then.
Yeah, one set of reds you basically got through Enriken's connection, but Iral's own involvement will mean consequences. As in, this will have an effect that will affect you.
Sure. If you can stop this from being another battle after the next one, then that's
I am.
Don't know, actually. We made a whole battle for those Gnolls. I don't know. Like, you know.
It's a thing.
Yeah. Well, then again, we killed some more of these things. So.
Yeah.
Anyone dead is one we don't have to face later.
We did what we promised to do. We keep our words. We keep our bargain.
We're heroes, after all.
Yeah. True and just.
Well, no, we're above heroes. We're epic.
That's right. That's true. Epic.
We are better than heroes.
We have all had our hero phase in our lives.
Now look at us. We're fucking huge.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that time in Saints Row where we began selling like merchandise with our faces on it and stuff.
Yes.
Energy drinks.
Yep.
That's the Radiant Spire.
Yeah. Big
it's going to be like the Las Vegas of the island. It's just going to be this gambling party town.
I say that in joke. No, never happening. I'm going.
Just you wait. There's like a Belgian man that's going to capture you on a plane, and then it's going to be a whole thing.
It's going to be a whole game about. It's going to be a whole game about a platinum ship that needs to be recovered.
A platinum ship.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to bed.
Yep, sleep well.
We call him Mr. House because he always wins.
And that's how New Vegas became a pendant.
Good night,
Dragon Republic. Yep. Good night. Well.
Also, if my count is not off, which it very well could be, next session will be session 40.
Yeah, that seems to be
big number.
Right. There won't be a session next week because we do this bi-weekly, and also because I'm away next week. I'm on vacation. So there's that. That also means that it will. I will not be participating in Out of the Abyss next week or Shadowrun next week because again I'm not here. But I imagine those will be played anyway.
As long as other people show up.
Yeah. I mean, Out of the Abyss I sort of count on. Shadowrun, maybe. It depends on how it goes tomorrow, I guess. Anrican body pillows. Yes. Only $29.95. That the hottest emo body pillow you can find. Anrican in his slutty robes, you know.
I mean, really, he only has one robe. He never wears.
I sold 2 pillows, and it was to Basrina and Rochelle.
19 posters, though. The trading card game.
Yes. It's true. We'll have like a board game that's like the Game of Thrones board game with like the the dread and like all the factions, and it's just
so advanced.
Yeah.
Oh, all the rules.
Yeah.
You have to actually enact rituals.
Yep. It'll be like we will have Warwick writing the rules, so they will be incredibly detailed and complex.
And he will have the tone of incredible boredom.
Yes. No.
This was never what I wanted. I was going to be a diplomat, they said. We're gonna go to
and
foreign
then, like,
lands,
in the rule book,
see the world.
There's like small illustrations of our adventures and stuff, and then like if a rule needs an example, there's an illustration of like a warlock with his mouth open and a bubble comes out, example.
I mean, at least that would get him back to the grave being incredibly bored. Yes. So technically, isn't that what he wants? Like to be bored so that he doesn't get any color or emotion or feeling.
I like this new plan. We said we weren't rich, we don't have much monetary resources, but this'll do it, man. We'll get to leverage the brand, because somewhere out there, someone is already selling T-shirts, and we're getting nothing from it.
Someone out there.
There's some gnome somewhere that's selling T-shirts.
If that someone is listening right now, just send us money, and we won't do anything.
Yes, that's right. Oh, it's going to be something. But yeah, I think that's it for tonight. Thanks for hanging out, guys. We will be back tomorrow, I believe, for Shadowrun, the mission that never was, or never.
Hopefully, finally.
Finally, hopefully.
What is it? Is he gaming?
I have completely forgotten anything.
Oh, I know it's still there, and they expect you to remember. So, I suppose we'll see how it goes.
Oh yeah, there was that button we didn't press. Oh well.
Yeah.
How was that?
No, I would never do something like that.
That would be so evil. Yeah.
I don't play against my players. I'm cheering for them.
The thing that annoys me the most about that entire topic is the fact that you mentioned it at the start of the session yourself. You didn't forget, and then you forgot.
I don't remember anything except the dark betrayal of that session. Well, yeah. As I said, thanks for hanging out and watching, and see you tomorrow for Shadowrun. Good night.